observant Christian, which is like the first person I actually knew that was Mr. Batman. I'm sure you're familiar with him. He was the first one of that ilk that I knew of, and when I found out that Toast was one, I was surprised. I wasn't sure if he'd always been that way, if that was something he'd more recently come in. But unfortunately, he's not gracing us with any confirmation of any of these things. Now, some of his more controversial stuff, I'll leave.
Well, why don't you, if it's okay, what was the meme or the picture that he put up that you said you wouldn't tolerate? What was it?
A raccoon meme.
And that is bad because...
That's obviously indicative of being derogatory towards African-American black people.
A raccoon is derogatory of black people? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
In old terms, coon is the shortening of that. And that
you're referring to coon. Yes. Now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know. Yes.
I will not tolerate.
My friend told me he calls them raccoons. He calls them trash pandas, and that was the first time I ever heard.
They're actually surprisingly smart.
They are. They really are smart.
Which is weird, right? Because don't they have pretty smooth brains? Like, I thought that was like...
Most carnivores do, from what I understand.
Yeah, he watched that raccoon come in his garage, grab a bowl of cat food, hold it in a hand, and then knocked over one of his beers that he was sipping on it and drink from the beer bottle as it was dripping beer out of it and run off with the cat food.
Mischievous little fuck. I'm sorry, that's smooth intestines that carnivores have, not brains. I totally had my biology mixed.
I think there's like a couple other examples that break that. So it's like, I don't know, I thought that was the indication that it was old, you know.
What is a smooth intestine?
It's not as a carnivore's intestines are not as pocketed or is not as long winding of a intestinal setup as like our omnivore or herbivore.
Push that shit out quite literally, like putrefying meat.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't quite understand the reasoning behind Toast's, I guess, his sporadic cynicism, or I guess he enables like irrationality, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm crazy" or something. I don't know. That was like the first time I've been introduced to.
Yeah, I've known Toast since about 2017, and I will say this: in his attitudes and in his demeanor and the way he carries himself and the way things usually end up going, he's very consistent. So I have to give him that. He's extremely good. When you're always gonna get the same Toast, except if he's been drinking. But I think that's true for all of us. A slightly different version of ourselves. No, but Toast used to, because they all did. See, I came from that Tom Rabbit community. That's where I started this whole thing. And man, if you survived the roasting from that group, you can survive almost anything. Holy. Toast, we're all severely disappointed in your silence right now. Is there anybody down there in the audience?
I would argue that the
Is there anybody down there in the audience?
Andrew's crew became far more like aggressive because he
Well,
had the limit.
yeah.
He also had people that he had to protect, right? You see that?
Yeah, but I'm talking about early on. I'm talking about like in
the old days.
Yeah, I'm talking like at the end of the Krillism into the beginning of when Tom and God This Girl kind of like had their own respective servers. Those days were much more the Wild West than Andrew and Israel will ever.
Are you talking about water issue? It was nature.
I'm sorry, I missed the first part.
So I'm eating. It's very rude. I apologize. Tom was somebody at one point. I think that person was like, it's like the moderator in the old Great Debate days. Like Andrew, I mean, he's a person, obviously, right? But with the Pokeballs and all that, like it's difficult about like mitigation more than anything else.
Yeah, Tom still has that personality type. He still has all his capabilities. I think he just got bored with it.
I'm posting selfies on Facebook.
He doesn't. He used to be about cultivating the groups and the rooms and the big crowds, but in the last few years, he's been much more about just having a very controlled small room of who he wants in there, and a constant action is just not necessarily not a priority. Which
The room is being recorded. It's being recorded. Do that, It's like
I don't know. Discord was the original king of this kind of community, but I don't know. Just the way it's set up without having ease of access to the general public, it's way more nerdy and techy to have to get actually access to rooms and servers in that place. I think it just kind of cultivates a much more isolated type of experience rather than what this place did. I got tired of it. I left it. Because they are going to have a much easier time getting away with saying just about whatever they want. Whereas in a place like this, it's much more strictly monitored because there's much higher traffic. They're not going to be able to get away with saying half the crazy shit that those guys say. So it's a much, even though it's still, you have to be careful over there, it's still much easier to get away with saying just absolute garbage over there than it is.
I've heard that word a few times before. What the hell is an anime debater?
Anime debater is like similar to a debate, bro. I mean, it's based on this really strange phenomenon that we've noticed. Especially with people that tend to come from the more orthodox traditions, and they want to come on and debate, like Jay Dyer acolytes. All these guys from these more orthodox or Eastern versions of Christianity, they love to have anime characters as their profiles, as their PTRs. And so all these debate bros who just like would get into like this severe, like just think of I don't know what he goes by currently, but Mason or Arabesque or whatever his name is now. Think of him times 10, and just being absolutely hung up on strictness of philosophical language and delivering arguments. And very, very strict and very, very unforgiving about it. And then having absolute horrible attitudes, and then having an anime as your anime picture as your profile. It kind of became a. Like even Converse has an anime as this thing. I mean, what the? What is that? What is it with the anime? Why do all these guys so fit? And it's man, I don't ever see. Unless I'm wrong, I don't think I've ever seen a female, or very few, with anime profile.
Okay, so you've got like femcel and incel that lean into the anime community, but then you also have it overlapping with like other communities, right? There's something about anime that's always been very important to the black community. It needs to stay that way.
Yeah, but with the anime debaters, and especially with what confused me is the severely orthodox types adapting that symbology, or that's how they represent it.
So, can you give me an example? Because I'm trying to understand what you mean by that.
I don't see as much. There's not going to be as many examples here because they don't hang out here as much as they do at Discord. But if you can get into a Discord server,
Discord far more.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to Discord, oh god, who's that guy? Gregory? He's a big time man. He's a pre-supper. A lot of the pre-suppers do the anime debate shit.
But they will have literal anime characters, very often female characters, as their PFPs or their whatever they call them over. I forget. Yeah, PFPs in Discord world is your profile picture.
You think it's all to do with like? I'm sorry, I keep interrupting.
No, you're fine.
You think it's all to do with? I've had this thought before. Like, not all anime is the same, of course, but a lot of the mean kind of like common garbage anime, they still kind of pander to a stoicism that I think like is in Japanese culture, and I think that coincides with the stoicism of.
Yeah, but the anime has nothing to do with anime debating, right? The term is just because like the technique first got popular about people arguing who their favorite cartoon characters were, and like hypothetical situations they'd be in, like who would win, Goku or some other person, right? So like that's where it came from, but it had nothing to do with anime.
No, that's fair. I think along the way we've ended up covering the territory of anime debaters, but also those who use anime in their PFP. I guess I was speaking more to the latter.
Yeah, well, there is a lot.
Why would a pre-supper even want that?
There's a lot of coincidental link up there because a lot of those debate bros, the other word for them is debate bros. A lot of those guys, they will have anime profile. It's crazy. Now, given my daughter is majorly into Eastern culture, Far Eastern culture, and she turned me on to a couple of those, like Death Note, absolutely fascinating. Attack on Titan, pretty darn crazy and fascinating as well. Now,
Overlord, that was a great series.
I haven't seen that one yet. If you recommend it, I'll check it out. But most of it annoys the absolute hell out of me. But okay, cool. My daughter actually went. There's a local Comic-Con. It's not Comic-Con. It's called MTAC. This thing they do here in Tennessee. It's kind of like a Comic-Con for Tennessee, or I guess that's what it's about. But anyway, she actually dressed up. She made herself a Death Note costume. She was literally a big Death Note walking around. You could open the front flap and sign it. She got like 350 signatures on it. She couldn't get 5
feet. The cover, you see her boobs.
This is my daughter we're talking about, bro.
Oh, sorry.
How could you possibly say something like that? What the fuck? It literally starts off saying this is for my daughter. My fucking daughter.
I seriously don't think he connected that in his head.
No, there's no excuse. He wasn't paying attention then. There was no way he was paying attention to anything you said if he forgot.
Yeah, I wasn't listening very closely. I'm out playing ball with my dog.
I have my clothes.
But it is funny. It's funny that happened.
Why don't you shut the fuck up if you're not gonna pay attention to the conversation? Why don't you maybe just shut the fuck up then if you're gonna not pay attention to anything.
I just love having my Clint Eastwood Charles Bronson moment there for a second. Where I said, it's my daughter, bro, and dead silence. That scared Jude straight just then.
Yeah, I'm outside playing ball with my dog right now. I can't listen to anything.
Oh, that's so wholesome.
Now you gotta say something inappropriate about his dog, Andrew, because that's.
Your dog has one testicle.
Yeah,
I don't.
You're right. Your dog has big tits.
Something like your dog. When you open up your dog's costume, do you see big?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Absolutely. Like when I take. That's why every Halloween I dress her up. Like first I put fake boobs on her, then I put her in a giant book, and then I tell people to open it.
Oh, somebody else has got their dog with them too.
And Jude is also Death Note fan.
Crazy.
You know what? I stopped after. I think I watched the first full season. I think I started part of the second. But for some reason I stopped. I don't remember why. Like it was really good.
It does have some laggy spots. It does have some laggy spots that you kind of get through to where.
Yeah, maybe it just got too slow at a certain point, and came in, and then I never went back. I don't remember why.
Slow. No, Judd. I honestly, I can't only speak for myself, but I feel the same way about that show, and it's garbage.
Oh, which one?
the first at least the first half of the season, the first season great. The second half pretty good. But yeah, there are slow bits, and that could be the reason why I stopped. It's years old now, so I do not remember at which point I stopped, so I couldn't tell you if that was the reason.
Hey, listen, I am no anime connoisseur, but I enjoyed that one, and I enjoyed now Attack on Titan, and those you had to push through some laggy spots where
I never got past like the fourth episode on Attack on Titan. Like, it's not even that I disliked it. It just didn't resonate with me at the time I was watching it.
Yeah, for some reason it did for me, but I totally respect that. But it did. Those I've tried to watch a few others, and I get kind of annoyed with it after a minute. But and also I think there could possibly be another reason why a lot of maybe guys, incel types. I don't know if you guys have noticed how they tend to draw females in the anime world, but
what do you mean, Andreas? Could you please tell us more? Describe.
Well, let's say they're wearing a costume. Let's say they're dressed up like a book, and you open up the front cover of the book, right? What would you expect?
And it's your daughter?
Not this time. Anyway, okay, so they're okay. My daughter did get me to watch another one with her because it's something we would do when she was still in school. So I did watch some of Naruto. I did watch some of that. And that one blonde master, what the fuck reason could they possibly have had for giving a blonde?
Are you talking about Tsunade?
Yeah, those are my names.
Yeah. She's actually like in her 70s, but she uses a technique to look like she's 30.
Dormammu, she calls him. She's channeling from Dormammu.
Huge tits, yeah.
I mean, just absurd. I mean, that was the most absurd one I've ever seen. When I saw that on screen, I'm like, you've got.
Well, Asians are big on huge tits, right? Because the Asian women just tend to have small breasts, right? Partly genetic,
that's why they make
partly
big.
because they don't have a high calorie
big
diet.
Okay. I just remember watching that, and I just laughed so hard when I first saw that character come on the screen. And my daughter's like, "What's so funny?" I'm like, it's just absurd.
For her interaction with the pervy stage, right up to the point where then they undercut all of that playful and silliness with, spoiler alert, when he passes and she realizes it, she's just like broken.
Yes.
Because if I change my profile picture to a picture of Vegeta, would I not be an anime debater?
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you would be. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not the expert on that. You'll have to. I think you just got an expert opinion from Toast, though. So.
Wait. You don't know who Vegeta is, Andrew?
I don't know if I made it clear already that I am not any. I know three. Barely have a grasp on three anime series.
Yeah, Elliot, give him a break, Elliot. Come on, man. He's an old boomer. Come on, man. Just let the old man alone.
Now.
He ain't that much older than me. Come on, man.
Now let me tell you something.
He has to use a cane when he walks around, Elliot.
I think actually, check this out, you young punks. Listen to this. I actually may have been one of the earliest purveyors of anime in the United States back in the 70s. There was a series called Star Blazers. You guys remember that, or did you ever hear about that?
Dude, I was born in the 80s.
Maybe it was the early 80s. A science fiction series called Star Blazers, which I think was one of the first science fiction Japanese animes to make it over to the US. I love that show. It was so cool. Introduced just a lot of cool technologies and ideas and characters and everything. So, gosh, who knows? If more of it had been presented, maybe I would have stuck with it. But that was the only one at the time that I was aware of.
So you were an anime debater back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it didn't really do much debating.
We need to teach. We need to get Andricus onto Vegeta.
No, I'm good. I think whatever amounts of anime are already in my life, that's plenty.
And it's almost like not even. I mean, there's Dragon Ball Z, and then there's everything else. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm literally just like jumping in the middle because I didn't hit my head right away. So Andricus, I mean, I didn't used to, which is like I guess when I was getting more into like anime, watch because it's like of a genre that's a space military, and but more recently there's a couple of like sci-fi space military ones that I've seen that I really like. But I think Star Blazers is like it's from the '80s. That's like
yeah, it's like one of the originals. I'm pretty sure it's one of the first ones that made it over to the U.S.
It's they call it space opera, and it's going to be military science fiction. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's space opera. And I'm sorry, Elliot. No, you're right, Elliot. It's like a trope or not trope. It's like a backbone. Yeah, it's a staple. You know.
Speed Racer is probably one of the very first, right? That kind of made its way over. Oh, Speed Racer, we must go very fast. Oh.
Man, the shit that I was watching when I was a kid was like Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah, I watched that too. Yeah, that's amazing how that cross generated.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Thundercats, He-Man,
Thundercats.
G.I. Joe.
Fucking Magic School Bus.
Sorry. I'm Mr. Bill, a lonely Bill.
That's really good, Andrew.
Sitting up on Capitol Hill.
Like, so kids are the biggest market center, right? So everything in half is made for them. And anime is like super effective at that. And there's no doubt other reasons like you look at some series like okay, something that kind of maybe bridges the gap would be like Mob Psycho, because it's still somewhat shonen-y, but also it's a bit more challenging philosophically, psychologically. Or you could look at something like a Netflix series, The Blue Bystander, which is just so well done, right? And it's like a period piece, and yeah, it's not all that shonen junk in Naruto, ish.
He felt that he was being forced to feel empathy for others or whatever. So, both came to the same conclusion. I just think he did it in a genuine way. So he suggested and said, okay, people should show sympathy. That's fine. Or that's a good thing too. Clear that he didn't show sympathy for George Floyd or Paul Pelosi or whoever he didn't feel was worthy of it. And, that's his thing. That's his prerogative also. But the bigger problem is now when people on the left, like a Jimmy Kimmel or someone else, doesn't show adequate sympathy, or actually says, instead of saying nothing, says something that doesn't show the performative sympathy that, that the right is doing right now, they get canceled. And I thought we were against cancer, but I guess not. So, it's just a lesson in you have to show the performative step that the right requires in order to not get canceled by the right, who is railed up and down against cancel culture. That's it.
Pretty sure I'm in the queue now.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, so it sounds like, real quick, just point of moderation, and then you got it though. It sounds like that niggas want to get their rocks off, right? And I see what Louis and AK is trying to do. Y'all just trying to be chaotic, right? I'm not opposed to being chaotic, right? But let's just wait till the queue. And then once the queue goes, you guys can rage bait each other all you fucking want, right? And I'm actually getting ready for a date, so take
us on your date with you. Take us with you.
No, y'all niggas got it after that. But seriously, y'all have to stop hijacking the conversation for y'all little petty beefs is annoying.
I was on topic. I was addressing the point. I was tying it in. I was tying
Right,
that
but
crybaby.
Nobody was saying anything when Brad was calling everybody a
Oh my
faggot.
God, here we go again. Nope, we're going past that. And he's not even here no more. So
thank you for the feedback. I know what you're talking about. I was doing that with concrete. You're right. I should have waited my turn and did my turn.
I appreciate that, brother. All right, go ahead, Dope. It's your turn.
Yeah, I was going to talk about, we probably haven't even brought it up because that shit show that we just witnessed, but about 10 or 15 minutes ago it was brought up how, Charlie Kirk isn't not much different from Nick Fuentes, and that the discrepancy between their viewpoints was not much function, in the most basic analysis of the two, and that's just false, obviously. If you're gonna be, it's one thing to criticize Charlie Kirk
on the key point.
Yeah, on the key points too. On the key points, what would count as the key points? Immigration. Yeah, you could say Charlie Kirk is, but basically Charlie Kirk is Donald Trump. If you think Donald Trump is the same as Nick Fuentes on immigration, you don't know Nick Fuentes. You don't know the Groypers, bro. All it takes is just a very minuscule analysis for these people's viewpoints, and you'll understand the difference. This is like me saying AOC is not much different from a freaking Marxist communist who wants to destroy all capitalists. I could understand on certain points where you feel Charlie Kirk is more far right than I would like for the average right winger to be, but he's not Nick Fuentes. And just go to an average Groyper account on Twitter and you'll see what I'm talking about. They were calling Charlie Kirk a cuck to Jews just 2 months ago. So it's not the same at all. And I think for people to kind of paint him as that, it goes to show that, I don't think it's going to help our political dialogue if we're going to ignore those types of nuances. You could say what you want about Charlie Kirk. He's not the most extreme far-right person. He's pretty much the average MAGA political pundit. And say what you want about MAGA, that's Charlie Kirk. It's not the same thing as the average neo-Nazi. I know you don't want to believe that sometimes. A lot of left-wing complain it too, but they're not the same. And calling Charlie Kirk a Nazi is not going to stop any of the actual Nazis from moving further right, unfortunately. And I say this as someone who fucking hated Groypers and still hates Groypers. So we have to be honest with each other.
Can
on the Capitol.
Can I be thrown back in the queue?
Carolyn, can you add me?
Yes.
Can you add Ashley?
Yep.
You heard me?
I got you.
Carolyn, I'm next in the queue, correct?
Oh shit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm next
I
in
don't
the
know
queue,
where I'm
correct?
at. I didn't write it down.
No. Done. After done, let's go Poppy. Then after go Poppy, we'll go back to Louie, and then Ashley.
Okay, wait, you forgot about me?
Oh, I apologize. Pure. Then we'll go from Pure to Louie. Pure Gold, Louie, Ashley. Cool.
Okay.
It was supposed to be gold and beer, but all right, go ahead.
No, you wasn't Samoa.
No.
I'll put you.
Real quick, because I don't move away from things that people say. I'm not here to do performative. I'm not here to just get my rocks off. I'm actually here engaged conversation that's being had. I think it's a good conversation. But I want to I want to address something ferociously attacked. Okay, when I brought out the Harry Underwood story is a meme that was started on the internet. That was an internet thing. Well, here, that was an internet thing. Well, here, I'ma up you one. That what you just said was some shit that was started on the fucking internet. And Candace Owens and all of these fucking right-wingers, who didn't care about whether it was truth or not, they fucking ran with it. And I'm gonna prove it right here. Okay? I want you to listen to this. I'm gonna prove it right here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 hot second. Right here. Okay, this is right here. It says, according to fact-checking organizations like Politico and FactCheck.org, here is the breakdown of the false claims origin. The real real incident. In 2007, George Floyd and five other men broke into a woman's home in Houston, Texas. Court records show that Floyd placed a pistol against the abdomen of the woman, identified as Arcely Henriquez, and forced her into a living room while others searched for items to steal. Floyd pled guilty to the crime and served 5 years in prison. So he paid his debt. The false accusation. Shortly after his death, an Instagram meme began to circulate. That made several fabricated claims about the 2000 robbery. It falsely stated that the woman was pregnant, that they beat her, and that he threatened to kill her baby. The meme also used a photo of a different woman, Andrea how do you spell this? How do you say this name? This last name? Sigigano. Andrea, who was the victim of an unrelated assault in Madrid in 2018 and claimed it was Henriquez. This misinformation spread widely on social. Let me finish. This misinformation spread widely on social media platforms. High-profile commentators, including Candace Owens, repeated and amplified these false claims. FactChecker.org sources have identified these statements as inaccurate and have highlighted that the court records from the 2007 case do not mention that the victim was pregnant. Okay, so what I'm saying to you is this here: your hatred for this man and trying to, make it not what it was, racially motivated, disrespecting that man's humanity. You were so fucking hell-bent on denying this man his fucking humanity that you were willing to accept some bullshit off the internet. But you want to talk to me about fucking Carrie Underwood and come off the mic yelling and fucking shit. Do like you told me. Do your fucking your fact-checking and shit. Okay, because that is fucking poor scholarship and that is unfair to that man. Like I said, this guy here, okay, made fun of a dead man, but now and call him a scumbag, okay, and continue to pump the lie that this man died of fentanyl when both corners said opposite. Let me land my fucking plane. I'm landing here. Shut up.
Hold on.
Brother Charlie Kirk, may him rest in peace. May Charlie Kirk rest in peace.
We were just having a civilized conversation, and now all of a sudden you guys are acting out of control. I don't know if Nathan came back or what, but we were just having a civilized conversation. I'm saying, if anybody interrupts anybody during speaking, I've already given warnings, you will be dropped to the goo. Please allow Dunn to be finished. We have a queue. If you want to be added, just put it in the chat. Please don't come on stage trolling. Go ahead, Dunn.
Thank you, sir. I'm landing here. I'm landing here because, listen, I don't care about all this extra shit. You can talk about me putting emphasis on it by, kind of raising my voice a little bit, cursing a little bit. That's just me putting emphasis on it. I'm standing on the actual documentation. The fact of the matter is that is a meme that was started. They used a photo of another woman in another situation and replaced the original woman. And the bottom line is he didn't do that. Okay, he did not do that. The man did 5 years in prison. He paid his debt. Okay, he paid his debt. But yet you guys pumping that false lie because you hate this guy and you hate black people. Just call it what it is. You hate black people and you want to undermine black people's petition for justice as it pertains to the police department because you really hate black people and you're pro what the police do to black people. Tell it like it is. Just be honest. Like the person said earlier. Be honest and keep it.
Realize he was in the event of
All right, excuse me, we have a queue. Excuse me. Yes, I got you, Brad. Guys, we have a queue right now. If you want to be able to speak, I got you. But right now, please don't interrupt the stage. So next we have Go Poppy. Go Poppy is going to go. Then after Go Poppy, it is Ashley. Then after Ashley, it is me again. Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry. My phone's glitching too. So it's Gold Poppy, Pure, Ashley, Louie, and then after Louie. No, I thought you were. No, let me look at the chat again. Hold on. Shit, I'm gonna have to write this shit down because it's too many people in the chat, and my phone is glitching.
That's that Android, bro.
All right, well let go. While Gold's talking, I'll just update it in the chat. Go ahead, Gold.
Oh, you can put me in the queue too. This is Coco.
I got you. Go ahead, Gold. Are you there? Going once.
Yes,
Gold,
I'm
are you
here.
there? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I think like again, and I hate to sound redundant. George Floyd was a criminal. He had a criminal record, and that's a matter of a public record, right? However, having a criminal record, and mind you, I lean more towards the right, but I also have a brain where I can think to myself, I don't play fucking Power Ranger team, right? George Floyd had a record. However, him having that record of multiple offenses isn't a rap sheet for a death sentence, right? Only a courtroom gets to decide a punishment, not a fucking knee on the neck. So, yes, while he had a criminal record doesn't erase humanity, right? It doesn't hand the police the right to play judge or jury or an executioner. Justice means due process, not a knee on the neck or not fucking street executions. Same thing with Charlie Kirk, right? Like, yeah, a lot of people didn't like Charlie Kirk, but guess what? There were tons of black people that loved Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk invited tons of black people to colleges to speak. I was literally just watching him do a video where tons of black people were praising him at the conference, and they were praising him in the comments after his death. So you can't control what people are going to think. You can't control what people are going to like at the end of the day. Now, on both sides, to where I forgot what Shorty's name was with the edges. I don't know. I think she left. But to her, what she says is disgusting. No, not Dawn. The other chick with the long ass hair. That was being rude. I think Jazzy. She left. Louis? She's not here. No, not Louis. I don't know. What's the girl that was just here that was like rest in piss? Charlie Kirk. That's what she just said.
Oh, concrete. That was concrete.
No, that's the man. Don't worry about it.
No, that was a woman. Her name was like horrendous or racist.
Oh,
Yeah,
heatheness. Yeah, what heatheness was saying. Honestly.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna let you land. Eric, I need you to help me with the queue in the chat because my phone is bad as hell. All right.
You did skip your
Make sure you add Simon. Make sure you add Brad and who else wanted to speak?
Oh, me.
Who is me?
The guy down here.
Well, that's
you gotta say my name. You gotta say my profile name.
Coco, make sure you get Coco in there as well.
I just want to say, you did skip Pure. She have to go with you.
Yeah, she's gonna go have to go. Again,
put my name in the
add Faggoot Ratted.
I am gonna start. It's a large stage and it's a large queue. I am just gonna drop people if y'all keep over talking. Go ahead, go. Then have to go to.
Yeah, start off with that bitch after you're rich.
Yeah, so I just want to hit some facts. I'm going to start off with acknowledging the facts. So, yes, George Floyd had a criminal record. Charlie Kirk said controversial things, but here's what matters. What matters is neither of those things. Because death doesn't justify that happening to anyone, right? Now let's hit the core principle of it. In a civilized society, punishments come from courts. They don't come from knees. They don't come from a nigga with a 200 fucking yard shot with a sniper rifle on top of a school, right? So if we excuse death because we dislike someone's past or we dislike someone's politics, then we've just completely abandoned justice for vengeance, right? And if George Floyd's past justifies his death, right, then do we say that every addict or every fucking petty criminal deserves execution? And if Charlie Kirk's words justify his death, do we say free speech ends with a fucking funeral, right? So if the answer is no, then that means that both deaths are wrong. Justice means defending life, even when we don't like the person. Because once you say some lives don't deserve protection, then you open up the door for no one to be safe. So just please interrupt me. Fix your edges first before you talk to me. Thank you. Before we even get into that, and yeah, if Charlie said some shit, then he's wrong. I don't give a fuck if it's Charlie. I lean more towards the right. You think I'm here to ride niggas' dicks? I don't give a fuck what Charlie said. If Charlie said something's wrong, I'd personally say to that nigga's face, you are wrong. I don't care. when he was talking about that whole agenda of like, yeah, you know, if a woman gets raped, she should keep the baby. I thought that nigga was crazy for saying that. I thought he was bugged the fuck out. I was like, yo, yes, I like Charlie Kirk, but you're wrong. So niggas need to realize just because niggas rock on one side, they rock on the left or they rock on the right, doesn't mean that I'm gonna sit here and condone what somebody said because they wear a fucking MAGA hat and because I agree with 90% of they said. He could have said 90% of the greatest shit of all time that I agree with. If the 10% of what he said I didn't agree with, I'm not gonna agree with it. I'm not a dick rider. That's one thing I am not for sure. So whether it's left or whether it's right, a lot of you niggas want to be wrong and strong, and you can't be both. You can't be both wrong and strong. You gotta either pick a side. Like niggas like to debate, but they don't back down and be like, you know what? Yeah, you got it. I might be wrong for that. I might be bugging for. Like niggas want to stick so hard and ride on their own dick of what their own opinion is that it's just like this narcissistic attitude. Like, nigga, you're not going to be right about everything, and you're not going to be wrong about everything. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But when you do lose some, you have to be humble enough to look at things objectively. And what? Actually, I might be bugging for that. Let me take a step back and look at things objectively. But no, a lot of you like to use your emotion, you use your anger to refute your logic when it doesn't make sense. Take a step back. Calm down, go take a fucking walk around the block, get a chopped cheese in Arizona, smoke a blunt, and then come to your senses and realize what the fuck that you're actually saying on this app. George Floyd didn't deserve to die. Charlie Kirk didn't deserve to die. Whether you agree with both of them niggas, whether one was a criminal or one was a nigga that was outspoken, it don't fucking matter at the end of the day. The nigga didn't deserve to get shot in the neck. He had a family. And another nigga didn't deserve to have his knee on his neck. Both of those niggas died from neck incidents, and they didn't deserve that, point blank, period. And I don't care what anybody else says at the end of the day. That's my fucking point. Land.
Hello, my name's George. Coco loved everything he said, especially the dick
All right, Pierce Clarence, Rich is interrupted when you drop off.
I believe that people have a right to feel however they feel.
Yeah.
About whomever. But as you were feeling,
well, the deficit's
however
great
it is
the
you're
national
feeling,
debt.
I'm finding that a lot of people have instead of consulting with the God in them, have made themselves God and made them the arbiter of who should die and who should live. It's almost making me feel like we're back in the days of Caesar, whereby watching somebody die was a form of entertainment. Have we become so callous to the value of human life that we don't see the value anymore? Now, I'm not to be totally transparent, I'm not mourning Charlie, nor am I celebrating his death. I'm not celebrating his life either. I think he said some rather abhorrent things that I don't agree with.
Well, the deficit's
However,
great the national
I'm not
debt.
celebrating the fact that he was shot. Both Charlie and George had value to their life. What I'm wondering now, do you think there is a way that we can have discussion that makes us reflect on the value of life, of our own lives, of how we're valuable in the world, and can we make their lives mean something? Whether you feel like it's the worst of the worst or the best of the best. Are these people who are just, dying in vain and their reputations are in a dirty alley somewhere? Because I've found, this person deserves to be in hell, that person deserves to be in hell. And the only person who really gets to say who deserves to be where is God. And last I checked, none of us were that. Because if I were God, there'd be a whole lot of people here and then probably a whole lot of people not here. So yeah, I would just
respect and
implore you at some point during this conversation where everybody has a right to feel the way they feel and has a right to voice themselves feeling the way they feel, if we can eke out some doubt for the world regarding both of us.
Thank you for that, Pure. Eric, who's next in the queue, darling? even though you're really not a darling. But who's next?
Give me a second. I got you. It is Louis.
Did I again?
No,
You're after Louis.
I was after Pure.
Yo.
No, I was after Pure.
No, the news runs.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead. He's allowing Ashley to go, so go ahead, Ashley, and then go ahead.
Jesus Christ.
Go ahead, Louis.
Ashley, which one you want? You want to go first, or you want to go after Louis?
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Louis.
Man, I'm being real petty right
Go
now,
ahead.
bro.
Can you hear me? Go ahead.
Is Louis there? Louis, you there, love?
I didn't get it. No, go ahead, ladies first.
Go ahead, Ash.
Ashley,
Let's roll.
Okay, I'll go ahead. I just wanted, like, I shared it in the chat, but I saw something and it kind of, like, I have been wondering why this bothered me so much, right? So, I saw a TikTok and it said in 2020 found out who would be okay with killing a president. In 2025, I found out who would be okay with killing me.
Wizardry and witchcraft.
And it struck a chord with me, and I think a lot of it right now from the conservative side is fear. Because we're seeing people, like, justify and celebrate somebody's death. Somebody that a lot of us share, not all, but a lot of the same views as.
I have an idea.
And I think that's, I mean, that's the truth, and that's the underlying matter. It's fear. And I think a lot of people discount that. And not a lot of people are speaking up about that.
Vala, now this is interesting, and you must understand.
Was that it?
I landed.
Mark. Yeah, I mean, that's like another, like a nothing emotional talking point. No one wants to kill you. Like, again, like, you guys cry about the guy and then you keep pushing out the crybaby, the left is the enemy ideology that keeps pushing people towards radicalism. Like, I appreciate submissions like Pure's and Gold's that are pretty balanced, and they're saying, hey, this is fuck shit on both sides. That's what I think we should all be saying. But there are people who are unhinged, who aren't saying that, who are like forcing people to bow down or like forcing sympathy out of people. No one owes anyone sympathy. If you didn't fuck with, if you thought George Floyd lived a deplorable life, you don't have to mourn his death. If you feel like Charlie Kirk lived a life speaking about deplorable thing and espousing deplorable ideas, you don't have to mourn his death, but like we could all come to some sort of midpoint and say, yeah, it was fucked up that they were killed the way they did, the way that they were. But I don't think we can have that conversation when we have people like trying to pull on emotional heartstrings, pushing this idea that like the left's the enemy or the right's the enemy, or like it's just like you're all falling into it. Like if you're not saying anything other than let's pull it back and figure out like where we've lost the point to where we hate each other so much to where we'll kill each other for our views, like then you're not adding anything productive to the sphere. If you're forcing people or saying you must cry for Charlie Kirk, you're adding nothing to the political conversation. All that shit is just like fucking like emotional.
I don't think you understand.
Emotional jerking off. What are people asking?
I don't think you. Well, I think you fundamentally.
I'm gonna go in Canada.
No. Let me just humor him for 1 second.
No, that's not fair.
What?
No, why so?
That's not fair. You gotta keep going.
Alright, well,
Try that next.
this is, that's pretty much it. Like, just, like, we have to all pull it back and, like, be real with ourselves and stop fucking this emotional jacking off. Like, forcing people to feel bad about it. No, everything has happened. And like, where are we going from here? Are we going to continue down the road that we've been going this far, or are we gonna like pull it back? And it seems like you guys on that side don't want to pull it back. That's the reality of it. That's what I hear whenever you guys fucking open your mouth to make a submission. It's just more tension, more them versus us, more division. But go.
All right, from the looks of it, is Simon going next?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Simon.
So just to address on these points, like nobody is demanding anyone more Charlie Kirk's death. The values of America are pretty specific, and it's to abide by like basic, you know, life requiring values like free speech. So the whole is that if we can't all come together as a nation to all be able to say that nobody should die as a result of, you know, a person doing like the most basic American values, like what like it like we're flabbergasted by people saying like this person deserves to die, or yeah he or you know, however they want to phrase it. The whole point is that Charlie Kirk did American things. If you can disagree, I agree with, you know, almost everything he said. It's a travesty, and compare that to George Floyd, I think it's a massive perversion of like, you know, like the events that actually ended up happening, regardless of, you know, how George Floyd died. Like, you know, we can take it case by case, but he doesn't deserve to die. I think. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think you understand what people are fundamentally saying about Charlie Kirk in terms of like the response that people are getting, and you know, cancel culture is warranted for people who fundamentally disagree with the most basic values of America, because it's, you know, free speech. Nobody should die for just speaking. Thanks a lot.
Can I be put in the queue?
Am I
next? Next. I think it's dope. This next.
I think it's dope.
Yeah, this is but
all right. Yeah, I feel like Ashley's point. I get Ashley's point, and I think Louis' response has some truth to it, but it does kind of whiff over some truth that is also needs to be acknowledged. Like, I think one, obviously not everybody on the left is celebrating Charlie Kirk's. People aren't, publicly at least, and that's a good thing. That should be expected. But the fact that not everyone celebrating doesn't mean that a large amount did. And when it comes to the discussion of free speech in particular, I know a lot of people were saying that the right are being hypocritical because they're happy to see a bunch of people on the left who celebrated Charlie Kirk's death get fired from their jobs. But is it crazy to think that like why was there so many people? One question is, why were there so many people celebrating, posting on social media that they were happy this guy got killed? If we have nothing to worry about in regards to, you know, the environment and the temperature on the left, why was this so common that it needed to be complained about by the left that people were getting fired? And two, does it not like worry people? I think if there was like a right-wing Groyper dude who shot and killed Hassan Piker, that's another left-wing dude, very notable. I think the fact that there would be right-wingers celebrating would be disgusting, and I wouldn't complain about them being canceled if they did get fired from their jobs, because I don't think that's the same thing as cancel culture. Cancel culture is not equivalent of you being fired by your job for doing disgusting things in public, i.e. like dancing on someone's grave. And we can't act like that's just like, you know, nobody's done it, because I've been on this app, bro. Like, literally, people do it in every room I go to. At least one person goes in these rooms and says they're happy he got shot and killed. That was a heathenist, right? That dude with the wig on who just left, I think. So he did that in this room. So it's not like completely. We can't act as if like, oh, no one's actually doing this. People are doing it, and people on the right would probably do it too if it was the other way around, and that's a problem. And I do agree that Louis said we do need to figure out a way to basically cool down the temperature in general. But that doesn't mean we have to ignore the fact that people genuinely think this way. Acting as if calling them out is a bad thing. It's not. It needs to be done.
We have Brad.
Yeah, I find this we're going to go, this emotional response and then give us a tirade of another emotional response. So let's remove the hyperbolic. So, I don't know, for the last, since Trump came down the escalator in 2016, conservatives were kind of having their internal dynamic. We had our own Revolutionary War internally, or our own civil war, if you will. Trump won out, MAGA won out over it. There was a lot of divisions. There was a lot of hurt feelings in there. Conservatives, Republicans, MAGA all came together, libertarians, we all sat down and said, well, what is the best for our party going forward? We don't all agree. And we kind of said, all right, we'll stand behind Trump. Trump got up there and he did some good things. Whether it was at 100%, no one ever looks at that. But then, the pandemic happened, and we started to see a shift in our group. We were told we were authoritarian, so conservatives sat back, Republicans sat back. MAGA was the one saying, no, we need to fight. And people were like, no, we just need to relax because the left is upset again, and we don't want to hurt their feelings. The left went on and exploded. They fired nurses and doctors for questioning the efficacy and the protocols that were in place for the pandemic. Newspaper reporters were fired. New York Times reporters were fired for questioning politics or questioning anything that was outside the norms of the left. We watched shows, Hollywood stars, music individuals get fucking crushed and canceled by the left. We saw a Me Too movement that rose out, fucking lied on a bunch of shit, and then fizzle out, canceling a lot of people on the left. Oddly enough, that fucking go still running in New York City and has a shot to actually win it, which is fucking wild to me in its own right. But this is the rhetoric. And again, it was always there. We went through and watched them, parents in Virginia as domestic terrorists sit there and look at a religious group and sent police to a Jewish ceremony at a synagogue and have them arrested, and watch de Blasio fucking put that on CNN Live. We watched, Ray, and various other entities under the past administration, under the left, sit there and call out and say, hey, the most dangerous thing is a Catholic fucking person in America. So we're going to just brand a whole fucking group of religious as terrorists. But then, and everybody accepts it, particularly went fucking nuts. And then when people said, Christians on the right said, hey, this shit in Detroit right now where you have a Islamic mayor saying we're going to rename Main Street Osama bin Laden Avenue after a Hamas fucking proponent and terrorist and advocate, non-American, we're going to rename that street. And the people of that town say, we don't want this. The mayor turns around and says, well, the greatest thing will be when you leave our town, we'll throw a parade so you can get out. And basically told citizens that put him in power to get the fuck out of his town because he wanted to name it Osama bin Laden Avenue. This is the weird shit of the left. And you keep hearing this over and over again. And then they want to throw it on you and say, here. And I encourage conservatives, fight back. At this point, what more do you have to lose? There's nothing. There's really nothing to argue with these people. There's no point in asking for bipartisanship. There are people that, who was that one guy? Where is he? Whatever his name is. He asked, we can discern and make for yourself. You can. In seriousness, you can. But you can't with the majority of what's going on in the left. You can't do it with the majority of the rhetoric. You had Chuck Schumer threaten a fucking Supreme Court justice, actually have to have police come out, arrest somebody who is going to commit said act, and then turn around and say, oh, it's not me, it's the right that's the political terrorist. They take BLM that occurred all across the nation in one fucking year, a summer of love, and they count it as one event. Not counting the fact that David Dorn had to fucking die and bleed out while his family watched it live during fucking a political protest. But they don't count that as violence. No, no, no. They give you these fake made-up stats based on the ADL and whatever fucking twat waffle agency on the left is trying to construe these stats in a way saying the right is more prolific. We didn't go to a baseball game and shoot up your fucking Democrat leaders. We didn't go to your justices and try to beat them. We didn't fucking blow up your fucking areas or firebomb them like you did in North Carolina. We didn't fucking do half of the shit. All you got is January 6th. And oddly enough, that wasn't even made up of all fucking Republicans. That's the weird fucking part. You guys don't even know anything about what happened.
It was a Republican.
I got it. And
Yeah, just let him land.
And the Nancy Pelosi thing, like you throw that one up there. Who fucking cares? That was some fucking crazed medicine. And again, it goes to show you that your mental health policies and your bail reform policies don't fucking work. You let a guy out who attacked Nancy Pelosi. Fucking clearly evident. You want to throw the Minnesota senators next? That was a guy in the government set up by a Democrat rule. That was your guy. That had nothing to do with us. He had no King's protest. He was anti-fucking Trump. But somehow he's ours. It's right-wing protest. When we look at these facts, all we can say is when you sat down at the table and you handed them the opportunity to speak, they shot the motherfucker that was willing to do it for nothing more than his words. They cheer about it, they emulate it, and then they're crying because they're now facing the wrath that conservatives, A, don't want to bridge the gap anymore, and B, conservatives are calling their company saying, you know what, this asshat is preaching this asshat's doing this, fire him. And they didn't realize the depth at which conservatives actually had. You should have remembered Bud fucking Light and some other things, but you forgot that shit. Now conservatives are coming after you, and they're not holding back. They're not being restrained. They don't care anymore. They're telling their principals, fuck it, we're on now. Because you had not controlled yourself. You did enough to bring them to this point, and other people like me are just going to cheer them on, grab the popcorn, and sit down and have a nice pint of Guinness and watch this shit show unfold. Because you never listened to people in the beginning of this shit when we warned you and said, shut the fuck up, sit down, you're going to cause a problem. And you never fucking listened. So now we're here today. You own it, you get it, you keep it, you swallow it like you like it, bitch. And then you fucking beg some more.
Whoa. Okay, Eric, it's on Eric, right?
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, that was good. You finished there a little bit, kind of
like a Republican game.
Yeah. Anyways, that was another conversation. Alright, I'm on. Alright, don't interrupt me now. You didn't interrupt him. Done. Stop spamming. You guys to come back up. You got 5 minutes, before you were warned multiple times not to interrupt. Control yourself, son. And where do I begin, bro? It's like so much. Like, first, I want to say, go if you still here, bro. Leave my man alone. He don't want you. He wants me. Sweet out there. Shout out to Carolyn for doing a good job.
Hey, yo.
I also want to acknowledge that she called me a sweetheart. Just not registered in
That
my
was
head.
my accident.
Nah. I'm holding on to it.
Freudian.
Yeah. Holding on to that.
She also made concrete for a bit.
She did a good job holding you niggas. She kept y'all in check. I ain't never seen, this is very rare for a mod to be able to control a bunch of rowdy autistic niggas. And she did it by herself. So you gotta give her that. And this conversation,
bro, tell Nathan that too.
Yeah, I will in the mod meeting. I definitely will tell him that. Definitely will. I'll put your hat in the ring. And also Louis. But yeah, this conversation, bro, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I give a reason, like if I don't talking about, I think I do actually. I mean, I said, I just really don't give a fuck. Maybe out of hearing it. I don't know. It's one of those, it's like overplayed, bro. A lot of you, everybody on both sides is annoying, bro. Like the niggas did. Niggas gonna die tomorrow. Like people, you just can't help it, bro. People are going to die. That's just the grim reality of a real crazy people do crazy things, and unfortunately, people suffer from that. There's nothing you could do. Debate crying about whose fault it is really doesn't help, right? because like not change, bro. People been dying over political rhetoric since like Abraham Lincoln, bro. Like the fuck that nigga got killed because people didn't like what he was saying. Yeah, so like, bro, this is like all this like emotional appeals to like the wives and the type of man he was, and then we go back to George Floyd and January 6th and BLM, bro. Like this is nonsense, bro. We gotta look to the future, bro. We gotta like talk about new shit. Like, what do you think the economy's gonna look like in 5 years? Do you feel like people are gonna get like better wages, or like, fuck, like, are we gonna still be a country? Like, that's what we need to be talking about. Like, we talking about shit that really don't like impact people's lives. Like, you know, you need to be talking about like gas prices, you know, housing prices. Like, do you think your kids would afford a house? Think they'd be able to go to college?
No,
like, nobody's ever good.
No.
Yeah. And we in here debating Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is not that important, bro. It's not. I just hate to break it to some of y'all. You may hold him like as like white Jesus, but he's not that important, like in the grand scheme of things. People are going to forget Charlie Kirk, and about I'll say about 5 years, people are they're not even going to remember Charlie Kirk. He'll occasionally come up in like a political conversation, but other than that, he's not going to be an MLK or like some JFK or something. He's not at that level. He's not, disrespectfully. But I land there.
All right to that. Hello to the room. Sorry if I'm whispering right now. I just put my 2-year-old baby girl down for a nap, so I'm not trying to be too loud or anything. So, blessings to the room. Now, I witnessed a lot of things have been said in the room today, and unfortunately, oh my goodness, and of course he left, but my buddy Brad is not here to hear my voice. But I would definitely say that when it comes to extremism, there are extremists, of course, on both sides of the aisle. Now, before I say this, let me just say that, and I always say this, I'm neither Democrat or Republican. I'm an American. Amen. I don't owe my loyalty to any party. I believe that parties owe all of their loyalty to their voters. Amen. And so with that being said, I don't think that no one person should be a loyalist to any particular party, because that party may change and start to have ideologies or views that you personally may not agree with, and you may then change course in how you view things politically when it comes to your own political party. So with that being said, that's why I say that it is not healthy to be a loyalist and to think that any particular political party owns you. It's actually the reverse. Your party owes their loyalty to you, not the other way around. So with that being said, when it comes to extremism, of course, it is and it's studied that a lot of the extremism when it comes to terrorism or domestic terrorism has come from the far right, and this has been for decades. Even when you talk about black city massacres, going just domestic. You talk about black homes and cities being burned down when it was allowed to happen by its own state and federal government. When you talk about the assassination of, for example, Abraham Lincoln, the president that did abolish slavery. When you talk about the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy, it goes to show that these extreme practices that's been done for years have mainly, when it comes to murders, have mainly been done by the far right or people with conservative beliefs. And when I say conservative beliefs, I mean under the umbrella of white America. When I mean conservative conservative, because you know there are black people that's conservative as well. So I want to make that differentiation or that difference there that I'm talking about under the white America when it comes to conservatism. Now, you know, with that being said, and I'm going to land with not land, but landing that point on, there's extremism on both sides, but it's already been recorded and studied that a lot of the domestic terrorism that have been a result of an extremist has been from the far right. So with all of the Republicans now saying, oh yeah, the left has apparently been doing this for years, and the left this and the left that and the left this and the left that, the right has been doing it for decades. And it's unfortunate that when one of their their main influencers are shot and killed, all of a sudden it's a victimhood mentality, and all of a sudden it's apparently it's only the left that's committing these murderous crimes and things of that nature. So, you know, that's one thing. Now, someone brought up cancel culture, and I'm going to make this my last point. Someone brought up cancel culture. Now, the thing is, and I think they try to conflate cancel culture with an executive branch threatening or infringing on our First Amendment rights. Now, it's because of our First Amendment rights that we Americans can practice what is called or have been considered cancel culture. And when I say cancel culture, I mean, like, for example, when everyone got mad at Target for, I guess Target, I forgot what Target had did, but everyone stopped, you know, going to Target and all of a sudden, no, it definitely wasn't training stuff. And it sounds like sex fighters. Hello, why are you talking, bitch? Shut the fuck up. Bro, you right. DEI Coco. Yeah, shut the fuck up. DEI Coco, love. DEI, yeah, it was an anti-DEI when they did the DEI rollback, and all of a sudden people got mad and upset, whatever have you, stop going to Target, whatever have you, because we have the right to do so. That is cancel culture. That is cancel culture, when people cancel certain artists for something that they said, like celebrities for something that they did or said. That is cancel culture. But when you have a government branch that is infringing on your First Amendment rights, that is not cancel culture. That is then an infringement on your actual right from a government branch. Not, this ain't no, oh, you know, I'm gonna stop listening to K-pop because apparently K-pop people artists are racist and blah 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 blah. Yeah, you know, that is not that. I'm not a government official that's infringing on their rights and saying that they, you know, can't speak or trying to suppress or whatever have you. I'm just not listening to them. But when you have what is the executive branch that is supposed to be our head of our nation, representing the United States of America, you have the actual head of the executive branch having this divisive rhetoric in this day and age and time in 2025 and in a time of our King and Lord. You have him saying, even before they even knew Kurt's murderer, blaming everything on the left extremists and the left this and the left that and the left this and the left that. And that's just a key word for Democrats. Now, mind you, Democrats, the last I checked, represented over 50 million American citizens. 50 million. And I think when Biden was elected president, I think he received like the highest votes of president in American history, and that was like over 60 to 70 million Democratic voters. So when you have a president of the United States of America threatening over a demographic of people that represents 50 plus million American citizens, that is a problem to me. When you have the head of the executive branch threatening regulatory actions for people that don't agree with him or don't align with his beliefs when it comes to certain people, and then infringing on their rights, that is a problem to me. Because that is not the president of the United States of America. That is a president of a Republican Party. So I'm just going to land there in saying that, like, when it comes to cancel culture, that we can practice that because of our First Amendment rights. But when you have an executive branch that is attacking your First Amendment right to do that, that is a problem. And I'll land there. Thank you.
Yeah, we got Rich. Rich, go speak.
Oh yeah, what's up? No, I mean honestly, I just want the Civil War to start. Us on the right, we have all the fucking guns, all the munitions. We'll fucking eviscerate all of you fuckers. I think it should just start sooner than later. I don't think we should drag this shit on because you guys all want us dead. So I mean, the quicker it gets started, the quicker it gets done. I mean, it's gonna be bloody and nasty and disgusting. But you know, some things just have to be done. George Floyd was a piece of shit. He was a scumbag who fucking, you know, was a two-bit fucking crackhead fucking thief who fought the police and was screaming while he was still sitting in the car. Mama, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. While he's sitting in the car when they're saying, hey, can you just please get out of the car, sir? You know, we need to talk to you. What's funny is, you know, the officer put his knee on his neck. You know, used to work with George, did security at a fucking nightclub. Him and George Floyd used to work together like 10 years earlier before George went off to become a fucking crackhead, fucking meth head, heroin addict, fucking junkie, you know, that's passing off counterfeit money and shit. And, you know, and then Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, yeah, I liked how, I can't remember who it was earlier, said, you know, that I think it's Pure or something, in her dumbass summary, where she said, you know, that we don't need to put people on one side or the other. And I like how you alluded to George Floyd and Charlie Kirk, because one's actually good on the good side and the other's bad on the bad side. So that actually worked pretty perfect. But yeah, I mean, I just tell all the conservatives and people on the right, stock up on your ammo, stock up on your food, your vacuum sealed food and shit like that, and we'll get this shit kicked off and we'll get it done real quick, and we'll have to let all these little fucking whiny little fag tarts on the fucking left, you know, bitching and whining about, you know, the conservatives, because they'll all be fucking dead. So it just let's initiate the fun.
All right, Samal, go ahead.
And fuck all you faggots.
Coco, how'd you get the rolling eyes emoji? I need that right now. Go ahead, Samal. I'm sorry.
You should have it.
It's on your thing.
Samal, are you there? I guess not. All right, we're gonna move on to Inkin. Inkin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go.
Yeah, I just want to say, first of all, Eric, you were wrong. I told you that wasn't a love note in the bullets. I heard you. The messages came out. Pointed out the memes. It's okay. I'll take the W. You can take the L.
I never said that.
Okay. Reclaiming my time. You okay? So
what was for first?
Like I was saying. All right. Look, this is kind of fucking simple. Number one, I agree with Eric. This shit is kind of boring. I don't know why the older people get, the more they want wars to happen within their own country. I feel like they're afraid that something historic is not going to happen in their lifetime, which, by the way, it's really not fucking not, on the scale of whatever. But the thing is that there's this weird thing where it's like, do you approve of? And you could be like, no, I don't approve of.
What
Are you
if us on
celebrating
the
it?
right allow you to kill all the pit bulls and can leave me on our side?
Yo, ain't no time to hit me with propaganda.
I will let you kill every pit bull.
Okay, listen, but this is what I'm trying to say. Look,
and the puppies.
When people say celebrating, it's like, no, I'm not celebrating. I don't approve of it either, right? But then there's this thing, well, if you're not celebrating it and you don't approve of it, then you should denounce it. And that's where I think that's kind of weird, because this whole political thing revolves around not admitting that you're wrong and trying to prove that the other side is not right. That's the whole thing about it. This is why it's not enough to say, yeah, I don't approve of what happened, not celebrating it. You need to denounce it, right? Regardless of the fact. Well, what did Ben Shapiro say when the Quebec shooter was, consuming his media like a motherfucker? Hey, my rhetoric has nothing to do. Okay, cool. All right. Sure. I mean, what am I going to do about it? Cry about it? No. Okay, well, just keep it like that, right? I don't have to approve of something, and I'm definitely not celebrating it, but that doesn't mean I have to denounce it, right? I just don't approve of it. And that's the problem. If you're not saying, we were wrong, like that South Park episode, we were wrong, then they want to get you in this weird spot, well, do you approve of it? It's like, nah. But by the way, if you look up the stats, how many mass shooters in America, where they go in, what are they consuming? What are they consuming? Are they consuming right-wing propaganda? Right? Exactly. Are we going around saying like, well, admit to me right now, like, look what he was reading. It's something predicated on violence. It just, these things aren't congruent. They don't line up. Feel like this is just a headline. There's not this amount of coverage for, I don't know, when kids get shot like mercilessly. There's no push for gun reform, even though like the father's like, yeah, my kid had depression. He was on the pills. He stopped taking the pills, and I left my guns out in the living room, locked and loaded, like every other fucking day. You know. So yeah, it's kind of fucking boring at this point. Just want to say I don't approve of it. I want to end on that.
Don't you worship a moose?
All right.
Wait, who said I worship a moose?
All right.
Bro, I know you're not talking, bro. I know you're not talking with the tick in the salad with the fucking like. No, motherfucking hum.
All right, we're on mic. Mike, are you there? Go ahead.
Okay. Go feed your spirit animal.
Oh yeah, bro. Go eat some cow, bro. I'm pretty sure that's allowed in your house.
Eric.
Alright, so I'm sure a lot of things have been said. So the first thing is that it doesn't matter what I feel in regards to how people celebrate anyone's death. They have a right to do it. They don't have a right to fucking call for more, right? And people have a right not to hear it if they're on their platform. It doesn't fucking matter how distasteful what the person is saying. I did it when Trump won. I came in this room and I was like, bah, fucking laughing at everybody, whatever. I was allowed to be heard. People didn't like it. People were ever, but I was able to say what the fuck I'm gonna say, and that it fucking is, right? But that should not be confused by saying, hey, look, not allowed to give misinformation in this context, right? It's not. It's not the same thing as saying, "Hey, it's this room. We don't want to hear it in here. We don't want to hear it." People have a right to say what they want to hear on their platform. Go start your own platform. YouTube, Instagram. They got a billion shit. If you want to be heard, you want to talk, go ahead. And if people cry about it, too bad. Change the channel. Do what the fuck you want to do. Doesn't matter. People gonna go piss on this guy's grave. It's someone's property, but at the end of the day, if that's what they say they want to do, it is what it is. So, people what they want to do. Here's it though. Claim your own. Claim your fucking own. I heard Brad talking about what the fuck is it called? The thing that at the Capitol, the insurrection. You know what? I'm happy to say they're all Trumpers. I don't give a fuck. Claim them. This shooter right here, he was a fucking tranny. And the only reason why I care about the claiming is because the left-wing media started the narrative as to who he belonged to. I would never care to even fuck a finger because I felt it was so obvious. So say what you say, no matter how loud or whatever, how balanced, but claim your own people, bro. That's it.
Is there a cue or can I?
No.
Mike is so silly.
You weren't here?
A little bit, no.
But I'll let you go then. That's my turn. Go ahead.
Appreciate you. To everybody that talks about this freedom of speech that we should all have, I think it was Coco that kind of mentioned something about the executive branch doing this, so I guess I'd direct the question to anybody who's on the same side as Coco. Do you think that there should be some sort of intervention if corporations or figureheads of corporations blatantly lie to you? Or should there be no regulation and they should be able to do whatever they want?
It's a touchy subject. It's the First Amendment, just like gun reform.
Just answer the question, please, if I can keep going. Yes, it's to anybody. Should there be a regulation on what figureheads that represent corporations could actually broadcast to you? Like a public, what is it called? For public, benefit.
Public interest.
Yeah, I want more regulation. I want more regulation in government. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a biased, group of people that do that, right? They could be put by political power, or like we have with the FCC. Yeah, I'm all for it. There's nothing dystopian about this line of reasoning. Go ahead.
All right, so you don't want a person exercising their freedom of speech by soliciting or describing pedophilia or something like that on the public airways, right?
Have you seen how the right gets pissed off at fact-checking on Twitter?
No, look, man.
I think it's slippery slope, bro.
Oh my God, I just let them off finish.
That's crazy. All right, anyway, yeah, I think that people that are following the narrative of the government government is restricting or silencing somebody's right to freedom of speech, I think you should just investigate it a little bit more, be a little bit more intellectually curious on the actual technical aspects of it, right? Like the devil's in the details. And a lot of the times when I'm listening to a lot of y'all, you guys don't know what you're talking about. And it's unfortunate, but hey, we're here to get better.
You can add me to the queue. Yeah, that was a nice deflect on the fact that you don't have an answer on who would regulate that, but it's okay, bro. Win some, lose some.
The FCC done.
All right, it's my turn. Don't disrespect me, bro. I didn't interrupt any of you. And this is the ink, and I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You have bad memory. It's all like the drugs and shit you done, bro. I've never once ever said that the guy wrote a love message on his bullets. I don't even know where you got that from. I don't know. It's like some.
Dewey said that you did, and Mike said that you did. So I would like you to attack him right now on stage, right fucking now.
Hold on. We got Mike right here. And
That's 100% cap, bro.
Yeah, I've never said that.
Wait, Mike, you being a bastard, bro. I said Dewey. I caught you. You were wrong. You were saying it was a love letter, and I was like, nah, this is the.
I never
He
said
said
that.
Dewey said you and King.
So this conversation, I
You can't remember anything, Egan. God.
Yeah, I take it that you mean this conversation when I
When you thought Charmander should be intentional.
You just said Mike, and then he said.
This was right after I cooked you with your kid. Rather do weed in the car or smoke crack on the sidewalk.
I know you want to cover up the drug-induced hallucination you had, but just give me a second, bro.
I don't do drugs, bro.
Everybody heard you. You said Mike and Dewey heard me say this, so I'm taking you're trying to paint the picture that they had.
I pinned Dewey, and they said it was you.
You had this conversation. You had this conversation when I wasn't here, right? But even if that's the case, nobody in this room since Charlie Kirk's dad has ever heard me say that it was a love letter or message.
It was pointing out to his love to his transgender partner.
Yeah, I never said, bro.
Hey, bro, I need to find out who the fuck had that fucked up take. I know King was one of them. I'm trying to. I swear to God, I was arguing against Dewey. And then Dewey said, I never said that. That was King Solomon and Eric.
Nah,
I was like, I know it's King Solomon, bro. And I could have sworn Mike said.
Bro. Nobody heard me say that shit. You maybe.
Alright, bro. I was like,
that wasn't me.
Oh, it was knowledge. Wait, it was knowledge?
Even said it was knowledge.
Okay. Alright, cool. Well,
yeah, look at you.
Knowledge is cooked, bro.
You gotta lay off the.
Yeah, bro. I just don't know. Bro, that take was so brain dead, bro.
It's the Lunchables, Eric. It's the microplastic.
It's okay. No, it's the vaccines that have autism.
This has happened multiple times, dude.
It's crazy.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mike. My bad, Mike. You did get cooked. You did get cooked with the. Would your kid rather do weed in the car or? Even knowledge said so, bro. Even knowledge said so, bro.
Here's the thing. First, let's not get off. Let's not distract. I know you're trying to do that. Let's let Eric do his big.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
I'll be in the car smoking pot while you're on the sidewalk on crack.
Look, I know it's hard for you to control. Like, come on, let me finish. Right, so you try to come in here and defame me, bro. I don't know.
My God.
That's just like an idiotic take. I don't even like.
Dude, you're a lawyer. At least try to say slander, bro.
I don't think that like I would even like if I was like high, if I was off like crack or crystal meth, I would make that dumbass point, bro. Look, but then with that being said, yeah, this thing was Samal, man. And I said this earlier, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Like a lot of you guys on the left and the right, when we had this conversation about Jimmy Kimmel, like you guys misunderstand the protections of the First Amendment and how it's supposed to be applied and what it actually does. A lot of people are conflating a lot of different things, right? And the powers that the government actually have when it comes to regulating certain types of speech that is broadcasted through the airways, right? And it's just like what the FCC said, right? It's totally legal, right? What he said that they had the power to do, or what they might do, that's totally legal, right? Now we can get into this game, and I even agree with Hagop and Dewey earlier, is that we can say that the regulation that the FCC, they like to pick and choose when they like to apply the rules to certain people. Absolutely, that's just how politics work. Rules for thee and not for me, right?
Or it can be equated, Eric, to like the border. Like one administration enforces the border and one doesn't.
when the administration changes, so does the rules, right, for certain people.
Yeah.
And so we can agree there, right, that they will apply the rules selectively, right? But we can't say that because he said it that they're like breaking, like or violating your First Amendment rights. They're not. They're not. Just like this. Please stop saying it. This is idiotic, and it just makes my like brain cells like jump in fear of like getting your idiotic disease. When I hear people say it. Also, what was the other point somebody had said? It was the Donald Trump thing or Jimmy Kimmel. Trying to track here. Yeah, it was also that people were talking about like, look, even like, the First Amendment things aside, a private company deciding to silence their employees. I mean, bro, it's a private company, bro. If they feel like they don't want that person out there saying something that may be harmful to their reputation, bro, you gotta agree with it. And the left, you're no stranger to this. The left has always, been the people screaming and defending private corporations for silencing people when they said something idiotic. And now all of a sudden, when it happens to Jimmy Kimmel, oh, you want to boycott Disney, and you're for free speech. All of a sudden, get the fuck out of here, bro. Both sides are just like retarded. I don't know. It's like
cancel culture.
I sit back, bro, and you niggas is just like dumb. Like it's just like honestly, nobody has like a backbone when it comes to this conversation at all.
I do. You want to bet? You want to bet here? You want to bet?
People flip. Yeah, hold on. People just flip flop like a fucking screen door, bro. Like every couple months when the headlines change, people have different stances and principles, bro. Like there's nobody in this room that I think from like since 2020 till now that has held the same stance, like in principle. Never.
Samoa has always been gay.
No, you haven't. You flip flop as well, bro. Like real, like respectfully.
Okay, can you give me an example of what I flip flop?
Yeah, but no, I'm not gonna do that right now. But
okay, gotcha.
We can get into that.
Baseless accusations.
I can definitely turn you into a medium rare steak later, bro. Just give me a second.
It's kind of weird, bro. Why are you thinking of meat, bro? Don't think of me and meat in the same sentence, bro. That's wrong, bro.
Who go easy? Is it my go? Is it my go now?
That's
wrong. I guess I could be in the queue.
Ain't nothing wrong with meat, bro. You gotta you gotta enjoy
Nah, bro. I'm gonna let you pause yourself right there, bro.
Nah, I'm not pausing, bro.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with enjoying meat, right?
Yeah, you gonna eat the meat.
Bro, you not, bro.
No, come on.
Okay, so enough of the gay shit. Enough of the gay shit. Enough of the gay shit. Yeah, enough of the gay shit. So Aries, yes,
y'all been interrupted. Look,
girl.
Yeah, so with that being said, where was I before he interrupted me and I had to go tell him about my meat? Damn. Anybody know where I was at?
Yeah, you're saying you enjoy meat.
You niggas not having a backbone. Yeah, and this is on both sides, bro. Like it's a shame that like we allow partisan politics to get in the way of actual like discourse and community building, bro. Like I didn't know. Maybe it's just like a modern thing by ignorance, because I wasn't born earlier before. But maybe this is like a new thing in my era of being alive, where like people are like so down to ride for like a political party that like really don't give a shit about them, like that they're willing to cut bridges, make an ass out of themselves, and just do dumb shit. In the sense of like actually going out and killing and harming people is just that's delusional, bro. Like if that's the way that our country is heading, especially with younger people, bro, we're fucked. We're doomed. I think we're in the age of like that Adam Sandler movie, bro. We're like a couple years away from that shit. We already have people wanting the whole like UFC matches at the White House. Like we're already there, bro.
What's already there though? We're already aware. Actually, we're already aware.
Yeah, so I just land there, bro. I think you niggas gotta grow a backbone, bro. Stand on principles. Stop.
Oh, okay. So yeah, now my turn. So yeah, with that being,
You didn't let the plane land. Now I gotta go back around. I gotta talk.
That's because one of your wheels fell off. That's why.
Yeah.
I thought you put me in the queue, Eric.
Nah, there is no queue. After me was popcorn, bro. Y'all got
You motherfucker holding popcorn hostage,
I'm
bro.
at the end of the queue. I'm at the end of the
Oh,
queue.
you at the end of the queue, man? Alright, that's fine. That's fine. After you, it's popcorn. Alright, so damn. Before I was rudely, skipped the line or land on the runway. I'm going back to my second approach. Yeah, you gotta grow up, bro. The politics is not that serious, bro. None of this shit affects you in your personal life, bro. None of it does. Like none of this national, LeBron, Curry logic, like political thinking. It doesn't work in your actual life. It's just like maybe it's like an online persona thing. Just chill out, bro.
So really, is it my go now? It's my go now.
Oh, it's okay. My bad, man.
So I've been listening to you guys for 2 days now, and Eric is
2 days is crazy.
Yeah, since yesterday we've been having discussions since yesterday, and I'm listening today, and I had to go back and look at something. So first of all, what the chairman of the FCC said is not wrong, and it also does not violate First Amendment right. Like it pains me to listen to you people not even understanding what the First Amendment is and what it is applicable. It is only applicable to the federal government, to the government. You can say whatever you want to say against the government. You can express yourself. You can you have a freedom of assembly against the government, and the government cannot do anything against you. Now, this is where the confusion is happening. Under public airwaves, you cannot dissipate false information. Now, you guys need to know what is the public airwave. ABC, NBC, CBS, all the radio station, AM and FM, your local broadcasting network, Channel 13, all those public access, those are public airwaves. Those are public airwaves. You don't pay to receive them. The difference between CBS and MSNBC and Fox, they do not fall under the FCC regulation. So MSNBC, your CNN, your Fox News, they do not fall under that. This is why they can lie and get away with it, because they don't fall under the rule, because you pay to receive that information. It's like a podcast or whatever the fuck you watch on YouTube, you pay. Now, this is where the parallel comes in. What the chairman says about Jimmy Kimmel is exactly what they did during the COVID thing. You cannot dissipate bad information, and that's why they restricted all these people during COVID who didn't know what the fuck they were talking about vaccination. It is in the public best interest. The government has a duty to protect the public. I cannot go on national TV and say we are being attacked by Russia. They will take me off the air, because I am creating confusion for the public, and the government has an obligation to do that. Jimmy Kimmel, I didn't really hear what he said, but based on you, he published that information, right? He published that information, and the government have a duty to say, because you're on a public access channel, which means you don't pay for it, you just get it in your TV for free, you cannot dissipate that information. This is why on your 6 p.m. news, you don't see debate. You only get the news the way it happened. There's no debating. There is no innuendo. There is no I think. They just tell you what they
They have the last tortilla. I'm not going to eat it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you off in there.
Right?
That tortilla, savor it.
Sure.
Now, with that being said, regarding this whole Charlie Kirk situation, I've always said this, and I've been saying this since I got in this room. Every empire falls from within. Those are the kind of things that killed empires. If y'all can't come together and figure something out, like that idiot, what's his name again? Rich just said, pack up on your ammo and your food and start your civil war. And then we can just divide the country into 50 little pieces, and then I'll live in the Republic of New York, and then we can keep it moving.
Period. You better say that, man. Yeah, go ahead. Let's start this civil war so we can go ahead and whoop their motherfucking ass. And when I say they, I mean anybody who try to touch me and mine. Democrat or rebel. Yeah, right. Yeah, let's get this shit popping, okay? I don't care who the fuck you is. Try to roll up on me and you will get fucking faded. Now, with that being said, now, when we talk about Brendan Carr, which is the chairman that you're speaking of, and I find it really, let me get in my car because I live close to the airport, so I get a lot of airplane traffic where I
so I want y'all to be able to hear me when I say what I'm trying to say. Now, when we talk about Brendan Carr, C-A-R-R, we're talking about someone who literally said during President Biden's administration, because there were a lot of political satire when it came to conservative podcasters and influencers saying things about Biden or whatever have you, blah, 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 blah. But anywho, Brendan Carr, this was in 2022, and I personally went back in his Twitter to see if he actually said this, and he did. He said, President Biden is right. Political satire is one of the oldest and most important forms, plural forms, of free speech. And he goes on to say, it challenges those in power while using humor to draw more people into the discussion. That's why people in influential positions have always targeted it for censorship. That was the chairman that you're currently talking about now. Just in 2022, he was like, political satire is fine, especially in forms of free speech. And I find it interesting how people want to dismiss the whole infringement on the First Amendment, and they don't even know what the fuck Kimmel said. They didn't even listen to what he said, and he said nothing wrong. This isn't information that he was saying. This isn't disinformation that he was saying. He wasn't going out saying, "Oh yeah, and the shooter was a fucking white KKK murdering motherfucker who was this and that." Why are you talking?
Put in the chat, man.
Kimmel wasn't spreading this or disinformation that was that was false. He was literally shedding light on the situation, saying his opinion, and basically saying you can't put shit out and expect for these types of things to not happen to you. And he wasn't even talking about Kirk. He was talking about his killer. That's what he was talking about. Right? And when we actually have a president in 2020 on Truth social media, on his little whatever social media platform that he got, advocating for the censorship or the firing of late night individuals who don't align with his ideology. Hello, are people not seeing this? Coming from our own president of the United States of America? Hello? And then when these private, quote-unquote, companies are actually doing the things that the executive branch wants them to do, mind you, and this isn't mis or disinformation. This is literally an individual practicing his First Amendment right, talking about the killer. And Carr goes in to say what the fuck Matt just tried to say he said and fires him. And gets the network to fire him. But in 2022, he didn't have the same rhetoric. So what happened? It wasn't the administration that changed? I think so. So I can't stand it when people literally do things like in front of our eyes. It would be different if Donald Trump was keeping his motherfucking mouth closed, wasn't advocating for certain people to be taken off of the air, and people was going out saying, yeah, Donald Trump is saying this. Donald Trump is trying to get so-and-so off of the air. Donald Trump is trying to get the FFC to intervene and threat regulatory actions and blah, 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 blah. It would be different if he wasn't saying these things. Then it would just be speculation. But Donald Trump is actually saying this shit. And when people act oblivious to the lines that are connecting the dots, it really pisses me off because y'all really are making me pulling the veil from over my eyes because I really thought Americans were smarter than this, and I really thought a lot of Americans would be able to call a duck if it quacked. but they're not. They're not. They're literally not. And it's the cognitive dissonance that's really pissing me off about this whole situation when I talk about the infringement of the First Amendment right. When literally every time, whatever Trump doesn't like that doesn't put him in a positive light, that doesn't put him in whatever light or whatever happened, and he doesn't like what they said about him all of a sudden, trying to either diss them, he's trying to either say fucking obnoxious, he's trying to say these things, he's trying to say, fire them, or get away who talking? Oh, my bad. My bad. Shots be fired. Whenever my bad, career. But yeah, but yeah, pure is correct. Like it's crazy how when Trump literally goes after people that don't put him in a positive light, and then when people be like, yeah, Trump is trying to go after Jimmy. We already know what Jimmy Kimmel's position comes to Trump, especially when he was talking about his son's open heart surgery and some of the legislation that Trump was passing during his first term that Kimmel had a problem with it because it was causing issues when his son was having fucking open heart surgery. So we already know how Kimmel feels about Trump. And now Trump gets the second term. Trump is advocating for this motherfucker to be taken off the air. Trump gets a motherfucking person that has him in his pocket named Carr, a chairman of the FCC, to say, oh, well, we took this person off because you can't say this and you can't say that. You can't say this and this information. You can't get people all riled up and say these. Mind you, he was only practicing his First Amendment right because nothing that he said was wrong. Nothing that he said was wrong. For the people who actually listened to what the fuck he said, nothing that he said was wrong. So Eric, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but you can shut your shit the fuck up. Cause you wrong too.
You're wrong. It's alright.
Oh, shut the fuck up, nigga. You wrong. You wrong and you know you wrong. So anyway, back to what the fuck y'all motherfucking saying about was really interrupted. Kimmel didn't say not one motherfucking thing that was wrong. And we already know how Kimmel feels, and I'm gonna land here. We already know how Kimmel feels about Trump. So now that we have Trump actively using people that he has in his pocket to get certain people out of the air that aren't in line with putting him in a positive light or sitting on his motherfucking dick. All of a sudden, people can't. Oh my goodness, that is what it is. Him doing this and him doing that, connecting the dots does relate. Yeah, 1 + 1 does equal 2. Apparently, all you gotta say, all a person gotta say is fake news, and all of a sudden, people can't. All of a sudden, people questioning 2 + 2 is equal to 4 anymore. All you gotta say is fake news. And all of a sudden, people can't multiply no more. People can't read no more. People don't have common sense no more. All you gotta say is fake news. So yeah, that's my issue, and we have really got to connect the dots and start calling things a motherfucking thing. If a president is using his executive power or using his influence to take people off of the air that don't positively have him in a light, that is a fucking issue. So stop fucking acting like it ain't, and stop fucking acting like it's not happening. And I'm saying this as a fucking federal employee. Now, Eric, you just motherfucking said that, oh, yeah, whatever the federal government does doesn't personally affect you. We have to come up with a budget. I'm a federal employee.
That's not what I said.
Shut the fuck up, because that is what you said.
No, it's not.
That is what you said.
No, no.
That is what you said. You said it does not affect you personally.
Don't lie, because I said this situation.
So what did you say, Eric, before I continue? What did you say?
Team politics don't affect you personally.
You said what politics?
Team politics.
Team politics?
Yes.
What is that?
You don't know what team politics means?
You said team or team? No, it is.
No, team. As in like football team.
What does a football team have to do with this?
I'm trying to explain to you what word I was using.
Okay, so regardless of the fact, as a federal employee, I am personally affected by anything that our executive branch does. Personally, we have to come up. There has yet been a budget for a resolution for our budget. Our budget is going to run out, guys. Our Congress, they need to hurry up and come up with our next year's budget, or else we're going on a government shutdown. The federal government employs over 600,000 American citizens with families. If we go on a government shutdown, mind you, we are politicians. We don't have stock, we don't have trade, we don't have all of these funds or whatever have you that our politicians may have. We're just regular citizens of America, just trying to pay our bills, right? And getting our bills paid. Not trying, but getting our bills paid. But if the government goes on a shutdown, we don't get paid. As long as the government is on a shutdown, our checks don't post. We don't get paid. But our bills still need to be paid. Our car note still needs to be paid. Our car insurance our rent still needs to be paid. Our mortgages still need to be paid. But if the government goes on a government shutdown that is already controlled by the Republicans, even though there may be, disagreements within the Republican Party, but the Republicans overall control Congress at this point. And if we go into government shutdown, because the Republicans are already trying to say that it's going to be because of the Democrats that we go into government shutdown. If we do go on a government shutdown, we don't. Period. And so just with that being said, whatever the federal government does affects me personally as a federal employee. So we have got to stop having this and I'm not saying that Eric was saying this because he did correct his, correct, I was standing corrected by what he was bringing up. But whatever the federal government does will affect all of us. It's affecting all of us now, especially if you're our federal employee. And so we really got to just be, now is not the time to be divisive. Now is not the time to be inciting civil war. Now is not the time to be shunning your neighbor. Now is the time to actually unite, like usually presidents do during this time, but apparently we don't have a president that wants to unite the people. So with that being said, I land, and thank you so much for letting me fly my motherfucking plane to you.
Can I get a chance to speak?
No, I called it in the chat.
Yeah, I've been waiting.
Yes, never me. Yes, I did, and I'm gonna get railroaded. I'm not get railroaded on this one. Okay.
I can't never get.
Okay, first off, okay, it wasn't his making fun of Trump what got him fired. It was the comment he made about the coward on the roof when he said that coward on the roof was MAGA. This was 24 hours after the FBI put out that he was left-wing. And there are still people today that still MAGA because this is the thing that's going around. So that's part of why he lost his job. Secondly, he lost his job because his ratings are in the toilet. We just spoke on this earlier, that in the last few years, profits are down by half. Okay, the Jimmy Joe, the ratings have been in the toilet. So honestly, this is probably just an excuse for A to let him go. No, they're not. Go look it up. Go look at the ratings. Coco, sorry, I'll leave the chat in the chat for now. Second of all, I did not hear anybody questioning Kamala in, what year was it? I think it was last year when she was calling for censorship on social media platforms, holding social media platforms to a standard. Now, we want to talk freedom of speech. Like, yeah, we have the FCC that has the guidelines for broadcast media. We don't have anything like that for social media. And that I see as that I see as going against freedom of speech because, as long as it doesn't go against the platform's TOS, they're a publicly traded company. So why is the vice president saying she wants to put something out there to stifle people's freedom of speech from using their social media when that is what that platform is? It's social media. It's not public broadcasting airways. So, I mean, it's not just the right that is doing all this. It's also Kamala back last year. I'm pretty sure it was last year. Let me check the Google thing here. Yeah, it was, Harris has been stated that social medias must be held accountable for the context on their sites, particularly when they profit off of hate and as a megaphone for misinformation. Though, that was in 2019. I just heard this, it was like a soundbite that somebody put behind their video, and it was really interesting interesting to me that I did not hear an uproar behind that, when that would be a stifling of freedom of speech, not the FCC actually enforcing their guidelines that they have had set for as forever. And that's what they did to Jimmy Kimmel. They enforced the guidelines that were already there, but I don't even think the FCC even had a hand in it.
Didn't do anything.
Exactly. I don't even if they did, then they'd be well within their right. They'd be well within their right. But I think it was just ABC because the ratings were plummeted, and it was a good excuse to get rid of it.
All right, man.
Once again, I think those kind of conversation reveal the state of the education system in the United States. Most of you guys don't know what the First Amendment is and why it's applicable. People, you don't have the right to First Amendment on Twitter. Twitter determines what you can and cannot say. On YouTube, you also don't have that. You also don't have it inside my house. I don't have it inside your house or inside your car. Also, Coco, there's something interesting you said. You said Jimmy Kimmel put forward misinformation. And I'm glad you repeated misinformation a couple of times because I thought I had misheard you. So misinformation is purposely putting out bad information, right, on purpose. That's what misinformation is. It means to, misguided people, right? And that is exactly why the FCC, they took them off the air. They would be in the right frame of mind to do so because it's giving out bad information. And you cannot do that on the public airwave. The rules are very clear, and that would not have violated the First Amendment because the First Amendment applies only to the government. You are allowed to say whatever you want to say against the government. Coco, I cannot say whatever I want to say against you. It would not be, and I'll be liable for that. You will sue me, and I will lose. I cannot just say anything out of my mouth just because I feel like saying it in this First Amendment. I know most of you guys do not understand the First Amendment, and it pains me to hear this conversation. It pains me to hear this conversation.
We all know what the First Amendment is. The First Amendment, wait, Coco was saying.
Oh, we gotta let Matt land respectfully. Come on.
Coco was addressed. He did address Coco. He did address Coco.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get back in that long ass TSA line, man. Anyhow, with that being said, maybe one day we need to read the First Amendment, and that way Eric, who's the lawyer in the room, can explain it to us, and then we can have a course. I believe it's like the first day in class they do constitutional law, right, Eric? So we can probably do that, and Eric can explain what the First Amendment is and how it's applicable and why this would not have violated First Amendment. It's not being taken off the air because it said something against the government. And now, if you take what he said against the shooter on the roof or Charlie Kirk, I would ask you this. Charlie Kirk is not part of the government, and the guy on the roof is also not part of the government. Right? And, people, you guys need to read, man.
So the First Amendment, I'm pretty sure us Americans, because he did address Coco, he did say Coco.
There's a cue.
Isn't when someone is addressed
Several
that they
monks
can
secretly fell in love with her. One of them wrote her a love letter insisting upon a private meeting. Ishan did not reply. The following day, the master gave a lecture to the group, and when it was over, Ishan arose. Addressing the woman who had written her, she said, "If you really love me so much, come and embrace me now." There was an old woman in China who had supported a monk for over 20 years. She had built a little hut for him and fed him while he was meditating. Finally, she wondered just what progress he had made in all this time. To find out, she obtained the help of a girl rich in desire. Go and embrace him, she told her, and then ask him suddenly, "What now?" The girl called upon the monk, and without much ado caressed him, asking him what he was going to do about it. "An old tree grows on a cold rock in winter," replied the monk somewhat poetically. "Nowhere is there any warmth." The girl returned and related what he had said. "To think I fed that fellow for 20 years, exclaimed the old woman in anger. "He showed no consideration for your need, no disposition to explain your condition. He need not have responded to passion, but at least the Meiji era, there lived a well-known wrestler called Onami, Great Waves. Onami was immensely strong and knew the art of wrestling. In his private bouts, he defeated even his teacher, but in public he was so bashful that his own pupils threw him. Onami felt he should go to a Zen master for help. Hakuju, a wandering teacher, was stopping in a little temple nearby, so Onami went to see him and told him of his great trouble. Great Waves is your name, the teacher advised. So stay in this temple tonight. Imagine that you are those billows. You are no longer a wrestler who is afraid. You are those huge waves sweeping everything before them, swallowing all in their path. Do this, and you will be the greatest wrestler in the land. The teacher retired. Onami sat in meditation, trying to imagine himself as waves. He thought of many different things. Then gradually he turned more and more to the feeling of the waves. As the night advanced, the waves became larger and larger. They swept away the flowers in their vases. Even the Buddha in the shrine was inundated. Before dawn, the temple was nothing but the ebb and flow of an immense sea.
Mistakes are not actionable. Kimmel's monologue is considered political commentary and satire, which falls under protected speech and not under the definition of news distortion. The First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution prohibits the government from censoring speech or press. The FCC's website itself states that it has long held that the public interest is best served by permitting free speech expression of views. Legal experts and even an FCC commissioner has stated that the agency does not have a legal standing to judge what should be aired or to punish a broadcaster for political speech. The concept of jawboning. This is what your guy from the FCC just recently did. The real legal concern is not about the content of Kimball's comments, but about the government's potential use of jawboning. This is when a government official uses their influence or the threat of regulatory action, like a license review, to pressure a private company into censoring speech. Legal experts argue that this practice is unconstitutional and it's an end run around. They call it an end run around the First Amendment's prohibition on direct government censorship. Let me stop right there. So basically, okay, what we're learning here, Kimmel didn't do anything wrong. The government, as far as FCC is concerned, is limited. Their power is limited. Okay, they don't have the power to judge what speech is considered permissible, what speeches isn't considered permissible. And what this dude used was the jawboning tactic. Basically, he used his power to put pressure on this private who's getting that license from the government to say, hey, either you do something about your life or we're going to take action against you. And sure enough, ABC took action against them. So you guys can try to spin this and make it seem like they're within their rights and all this bullshit. Because I kept hearing this guy saying it over and over again. You know, what he did, he didn't do anything, but if he would have took action, it would have been legal. No, it wouldn't have been legal. No, it wouldn't. How would it have been legal? The government doesn't have, excuse me, I'm not doing it. No. The government, listen. People talk for 3 years.
60-second violation. Go ahead. Take your time.
People talk for 3 years. I'm not gonna be there. What I'm saying is this here, okay? And it's fine. You can disagree with me. You can come on to disagree with me. I don't have a problem with that. What I'm saying though is that what I just read here clearly said that power is limited. They don't have the power to judge what is permissible speech and what isn't. They don't have the power to compel a company to outright snatching away of licenses or threatening them, to compel someone to shut their mouths up because they don't like what they're saying and things like this here. Like this shit, where we're at now, this is really fascist, authoritarian. Because your guy is on True Social, like that person said. He's on there talking about, and he was on the Air Force One, Jimmy Fallon is next. Get rid of him too, because he never says anything nice about me. He's in the Oval Office saying that shit. All Jimmy Kimmel ever did was say bad things about me. But so what? He has a right to fucking do that. What the fuck are you talking about? That's fucking free. This dude's a comedian.
60-second violation.
what they're doing. And if you start backing that shit, don't come whining like those fucking Latinos who voted for him and then their family members got deported. We don't want to hear that shit.
Alright, Coco just landed.
I think I'm next.
Eric, after you got
I think that I might have to, as a mod, invoke the 1 minute and 30-second rule because a lot of you niggas is going a long monologue. Honestly, it's crazy. We're gonna see if we don't have to. But with that being said, it's astonishing. It's out to God, right? He coined this term. This is the first time I heard it being used. Cognitive offloading to AI, right? And this is what we heard here, right? And this is why AI will never replace lawyers because they don't think the AI lacks the nuance that lawyers actually have about laws, case law, and this basic constitutionality, right? This guy read off something, and even when he read it, he wasn't able to actually discern and comprehend what he was saying, right? And he came to the wrong conclusion than what he actually read, right? So he read it, and then his conclusion was the FCC doesn't have the power to judge what speech can be said or what can't be said. Yes, they do. That's literally their power, right? They have the regulatory power to fine or revoke licensing based on what is said. And in other terms, to make it more simple, they have the power to judge what is said. That's just basic comprehension, right? So therefore, you lack the comprehension to realize what you actually stated from your AI prompt. I actually agree with us. But what you said, I'm with Matt, bro. A lot of you guys don't understand the First Amendment. It's very concerning. The FCC absolutely has the power to do what the FCC chairman said. And I said this earlier. Every administration that has done it. The FCC has been doing this since the 1930s, bro. This is not new. It's now since Trump is doing it, that now all of a sudden everybody want to cry wolf and say, oh, they're attacking the First Amendment. No, these niggas has been regulating speech since the 1930s, right? And it's been constantly reinforced that when you purposely and intentionally distort, right? Because he read that in his AI prompt, distort information, right? You're subject to FCC regulation, and that's what happened. Jimmy Kimmel lied. I know Coco wants to say that he didn't lie. He did, right? And this is after 24 hours after the FBI press conference where it said the guy was not on the right. He had no connection to MAGA whatsoever, right? So when Jimmy Kimmel goes onto his show later that day and says, MAGA gang is trying to make it seem like he's not one of them, that's a lie. It's a flat out lie. And it's violating the FCC rules. They're lucky ABC didn't get a fine, right? And then the back at home, right? When he had the chance to apologize and actually rectify not being fined under the FCC, right? If they were to go after him, he didn't do it. He doubled down on the incorrect information. That shows even more guilt. And so there's this thing where people want to point out to say, oh, Trump is fascist and authoritarian because he's using government agencies to censor people. The FCC has been doing it under the Biden administration. I know a lot of you don't want to admit it, but during COVID, the FCC and the FTC sent out memos to broadcasters that they couldn't allow certain speech about the vaccines not working or certain science topics surrounding the vaccine or the disease, the virus that was happening, right? They revoked licenses, they fined people. The broadcasters was allowing this speech to happen on their broadcast, and nobody batted an eye. Nobody said anything, right? But now that there's Trump doing it, right, and everybody want to cry wolf. No, we have to keep the same standard. That's what I said. Both fucking sides sound retarded. Talk it out of your fucking your neck. Nobody has actual knowledge about how the First Amendment works, right? And the case law surrounding FCC regulation when it comes to speech, right? And this is just I don't know, maybe matters, right? It's just the state of the American education system. If I were to ask most people in here, what are all the clauses of the First Amendment, you couldn't name it, but you just go around the First Amendment and see if you actually know what it is, right? Because Matt is absolutely correct. Your First Amendment is protection from government persecution, not other people persecuting you. Because if you say something your employer doesn't like, the government's not going to come in and say, oh yeah, your employer can't do it. They're not going to say that, right? If your neighbor said you kick you out of their house because you said something they didn't like, the government's not going to come in and say, oh, he can't kick you out because you said something. No, You're not free from repercussions from individuals about things you say, but you're free from persecution from the government for persecuting you about things you have said about them or other things, right? And that's all the First Amendment is. Like, you have to stop conflating shit, bro. Like, do research before you come in here and say something. Like, that's all I'm asking. And it's both sides, it's not just the left. The people on the right in here who was defending this shit, they also made a conflation about the First Amendment. They're wrong. Everybody's wrong. And it's just like, it hurts me and it pains me as somebody that actually knows this. That like people are like loud and they're so confident wrong. Like they leave this room and think like that this, it works that way and it actually does. Like, I honestly feel bad. There's a cue. What's the cue? Where's the cue? And so that's another hour I got on the mic. All the interruptions. I ended up. 60-second violation. Yeah, so that's another hour on the mic. That's 2 hours.
As I was next to the queue, I was next to the queue.
I don't see the queue written anywhere.
I know, there I was literally.
I'm not arguing with you, bro. Can I get the name so I can put it in the queue so nobody's confused about the order?
Not the fuck up. Not the fuck up. Damn.
Hold on, I spent a long ass time to go.
Bro, come on. You see what you niggas do? Now you got this nigga done yelling in the background about some shit that he doesn't even know what to talk about. Like, look, now, look. Oh my god, bro. Say FCC one more time, bro. And I'm gonna show you. First Amendment violation. I'm gonna show you. Alright, look. Damn, where was I? Yeah, Coco's next in the queue. Then we got Concrete.
Wait.
I wrote it down. I
Actually wanted to go? Wait, hold on.
I wrote it down.
You actually wanted to go?
When Matt was talking, I said,
Wait, you actually wanted to go?
yes.
I didn't know you wanted to go. I thought you were just supposed to go.
Matt was talking. I said,
Okay. You're from the Coco. I thought you were trolling. Alright, look, wait.
Bitch ass nigga and Simone. Is that it?
Yeah, so Coco Knowledge, you Concrete, and Samoa, and et cetera. So
Simone was before.
You said who?
Simone was.
Yeah, I guess Samoa will go before you now. That's fine. Alright, so, people have to be knowledgeable on this. A lot of people, they don't know their rights, and this is what you see, like, on those body cam videos, and they ask each other, you don't know your rights. Just shut up sometimes, bro, like, and learn. Like, learn, open a book, like, you get, go to a YouTube video. I'm pretty sure they know that somebody on YouTube, like, breaks it down and actually knows what they're talking about. And it's not that hard. Like, there's no excuse in 2025, like, you have it ignorant to the law. Like, it really is, like, I honestly don't think. But I like it.
Thank you so much for your submission, Eric. I'm glad you were able to get everything out that you wanted. Amen. Now when we talk about the First Amendment, I just want everyone to. I'm just gonna go straight into it. So the freedom of speech granted by the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution can't say the words that I really want to say because my baby girl just woke up from her nap and she's cursing. Give me some, give me my chips. Okay. All right, so with that being said, when I talk about the First Amendment right being infringed upon, Trump advocated for not only Kimball but Colbert to be taken off of the air. Okay, simply because they didn't speak about Trump nicely or put him in a positive light. We have a sitting president advocating for individuals that don't put him in a positive light to be taken off of the air. Now, with that being said, so with that being said, he then uses someone that is in his pocket who happens to be a champion of the FCC to get him pulled off of the air. That is what happened. So you want to go outside? Yeah. Let's go outside. Alright. So with that being said, and we have a sitting president advocating for individuals who don't speak about him in a positive light. He is threatening interference of them practicing their First Amendment right when it comes to speaking upon the government or about Trump. Literally, that's what you say. They don't talk nice about me. Mind you, they're talking about him, period, because he's a fucking sitting president of the United States of America, or did he not win the election? I could have missed the election because that was, you know, it was a lot going on. You know, Elon Musk, Trump, and the Democrats, Republicans, extremists from the left. It was a lot going on, so I might have missed Trump winning that election. But currently, as I remember it, Trump is the sitting president of the United States of America, and usually for decades, late night TV influencers or late night individuals, they always do political satire. I just watched it. I'm going to rewatch it again. I just rewatched the Jimmy Kimmel monologue about what, quote unquote, you know, got him fired. He never referenced the political affiliation of the killing. He never referenced to it. He referenced to like his parents, but he didn't reference to any political party that the killer was. What he did talk about was what J.D. Vance said about the killer. What he did talk about who J.D. Vance is our vice president currently in 2025. So yes, they have every right to talk about him because he is the sitting president, vice president of the United States of America. And then he also talked about, he threw fun at when Trump was asked by one of the reporters, hey, how are you taking this Charlie Kirk shooting or death or whatever, or tragedy or whatever have you? And then Trump goes on to say, oh, I'm very sad. But look over here to this $8 billion ball rack going on over here that we're building that's been happening for decades. And then he threw shade at that. But he never gave an political affiliation of the killers. So for individuals that's sitting on this motherfucking stage, someone's like, oh, the LCC fired him because he spread misinformation saying that the killer was a MAGA. No, he didn't. He actually didn't. He did it. I believe Jimmy Kimmel is smart enough to know what can and cannot get his ass fired. Okay? But what he didn't know was Trump's influence over certain people within the FFC that do have the power to get his ass kicked off the fucking air for putting his ass in a negative light. So for individuals that are literally trying to act oblivious to Trump, and there is video of this, and that's why I'm getting so pissed off at y'all right now. There is video of Trump saying that these persons should be taken off of the air because they don't talk about him nice enough. They don't put him in a negative, they don't put him in a positive light. And the same individuals that he's saying that should be pulled off the air are getting pulled off of the air. Stop acting bitch ass dumb, because you are. And Eric, I'm really talking about you at this point. Because you really acting bitch ass dumb right now. And I really need for you to kind of like start getting those brain cells back going so you can actively think not. You're being real docile right now to the shit that Trump has actively said, and it's pissing
pissing me the fuck off. So that's what I'm talking about. When I talk about the First Amendment right, I don't know what the fuck Matt was bringing up when he was talking about y'all don't know what the First Amendment right is. And with the FFC, bitch, we know that. We know that. I didn't say anything about the FFC. When I brought up, I literally said Trump. I literally said Trump advocated for it. And then I brought up the First Amendment right because Trump is the sitting president advocating for individuals who don't put him in a positive light to be taken off the air. Let's not act like this isn't happening. Please keep it the fuck up. And I land.
He said, you Campbell.
Wait, tell me, man.
bro.
That nigga. What that real nigga? Come on, bro. Back up. All right.
I'll tell you want to go.
What the?
I asked to be in the queue. I looked at it. It was around 6 Eastern time. Around, you know what? The point that I had to make was quick. It was funny. It's no longer relevant. So it's going to be a response to what Matt said about protection rights. But it's completely irrelevant now. It was going to be also a response to something made about Coco. But yeah, at this moment, it's no longer relevant. So I just want to say, fuck all of you. And suck a dick, no pause, all that.
You said you gonna fuck me, bro.
Oh, come on, man. Stop with that nitty shit, man. Get the baby oil out the room.
All right, real quick. Hey, Tim, you there, bro?
I'm right here, and I'll always be.
All right. So I know that you're down here with the gladiators and all that stuff, but earlier today you played a Ted Cruz clip, and I don't understand why you didn't understand what the actual point was. So if the claim...
I don't understand why you don't think I understood the point.
Just hold on. If the claim is that people are making assumptions on what Brandon Carr said, and Ted Cruz is making an assumption...
Brendan.
Yeah, the FCC chairman?
Brendan.
Brendan Clark. Or Carr. All right. So if the assumption off of the podcast is what he means when he says easy way or hard way, you have to be able to listen to the next interview that nobody knew about, which was the Will Kane interview, where he clarifies what he means by easy way or the hard way. Could you agree with that?
Yeah.
All right, so when Ted Cruz said what he said, he didn't hear the clarification. So he's going off of the same assumption that solely, and you guys earlier were going off of. Could you agree with that?
Yeah.
So a moderator would be inappropriate to step in at that, especially if they're not privy to all the information. They could offset like the actual engagement. Do you agree?
Sure.
Well, thank you very much, Tim. You have a nice day.
Okay.
All right, Compre, go ahead.
I feel you on that one. Niggas jump in like a guava as a moderator for the first time in her life. Don't know what the fuck is going on.
I got 2 homes on Section 8 right now, and the women both work very...
Patty was still great, but Patty wasn't the only one, and she's not the only owner of the house. So it was a little uncomfortable. Don't invite others?
You want to go into it? That's going to be some great practice for you.
I
would have rated it.
Hold on. Alright guys, I think I really wanted TC in here. I wanted him to have a platform to discuss his ideas about revitalizing the empty church buildings and getting community resources into community resource deficit areas, but we don't have a relationship really, so maybe I'll work on that and see if he wants to have a discussion later. Closing comments, everybody? Mike Flash, if you have a closing comment. Thanks, Raz. If you don't have a comment, I see you, Abdiel. Move yourself down so I'll know who wants to talk and who doesn't, okay? Go ahead, Abdiel.
I just want to thank you, Monica, for hosting this space. Thank you. Very entertaining. entertaining, very informative. And let's go America, baby. America for life.
God bless America, and I hope everybody's safe tomorrow. Raz, closing thoughts?
Yeah, we might disagree, but in the end of the day, we're all USA. Go USA.
That's right. Okay, guys, this is politically incorrect by the fire. I hope you guys have a safe, great weekend, and I'll see some of you around the clubhouse.
And it's a lot of people I know that's cool and that's funny, that is that and the third, but they not cool. So like y'all think Lou is cool or whatever, and I've heard him. He's funny, you know what I'm saying. Me and him have had a back and forth, and he's been, you know, respectful to me, but I know he wouldn't be respectful to other people like me. So I have to have a problem with him because that's the type of business I stand on. And I think that if more black people stood on that type of business, we would be a lot further. You can't do exclusive pro-blackness. I mean, like selective pro-blackness. Like, I like these type of black.
But that will never happen. That's what we have to crab in the barrel mentality. That's why we have the crab in the barrel mentality.
The real point, y'all, is this. As cool as Lou Fax is.
Wait a minute, MJ. I'm really curious. Like, just what are you saying? Because this is new information to me, and I've been
me too. I'm trying to understand.
Hold on, please. I'm asking a question for real.
Justin's gonna tell you. Do you listen to the recording?
Hell, hold on, sis. Hold on. Damn, can I get the question out? Shit. I'm asking you directly, Judge. What has Lou said that is giving you the indication that he is isolating certain groups of black people out?
He literally says in the thing,
can I hear what he does? Thank you.
Let Just go. There you go.
In his statement, he says, we always trying to let BIPOC or LGBT people in. That's what he says, which is a common like theme or whatever.
That's a fact. And the real point is,
but y'all can replay it. He said,
the whole crux of this is that language, that able-bodied language, is straight out of Project 20, right? That's straight up.
Now hold on, MJ. Now you're not about to put that shit on his. What the fuck you mean?
Project 25. How are you reaching?
That's exactly what Project 2025. Let me read the Project 2025. If y'all don't know what it is, say that.
While you're reading.
I'm tired of the stupid nonsense. We are in a.
What is your ego, MJ, doing all this? What is your ego?
What's my ego? Bullshit.
I want to say something.
Who modded MJ? MJ's my homeboy, but I look. Who modded him? Because I don't know who the bubble put him back up. I dropped him.
He got modded at the same time, so maybe they did it on the happy ending. I don't know.
But what I'm saying is this. I'm bringing it up because people think that a lot of these so-called pro-black people that was on this app talking about their pro-reparations, pro-everything that's going to benefit the community, right, is in line with what's actually beneficial. But these people will sit up here and talk about, like Mark Carter, word for word, line for line, Project 2025 propaganda. And they'll kick it to you like it's some kind of righteous shit when it's stupid as fuck. So that people need to be rolled off of welfare and Section 8 and every benefit that black people get while they're fucking working. You know what I'm saying? All that shit, that's straight out of Project. And I could read Project 2025 literature.
So what that got to do with Ludo is what I'm asking you.
So when
Because
a
you
nigga
talk
said,
about
hold on,
King Carter, we know how King Carter talk.
I wasn't
but
done
you ain't
responding. I wasn't done responding.
Yo, you guys didn't listen to the recordings. Can we just move forward?
I did hear the recording. I didn't hear the shit that he's saying.
Cause you ain't got, cause Lou's cool. Cause Lou's cool. You ain't gonna hear it.
Project 25 and Trump Project.
Yo, DT, I'm gonna knock you out. Stop laughing.
Project 25 and Trump Project. None of y'all tell me shit about what I seen with Lou, because I've been here since season 1. Hello?
You ain't been here for the past 3 minutes.
Can we play it again so we can time Project 2025?
Yeah,
we need to hear Project 2025.
Yeah, I ain't heard
Hold on.
I mean, of course y'all not, but what, before you play it, I just want to ask you, now nobody have to like gay people. I'm not even on that. But if y'all, whatever group you in, let's say, you know, whatever is you know, part of your thing, not straight man, like something a little bit more narrow it down, whatever group you're in. If a person start off by saying, yeah, I don't fuck with this group, everybody else cool, I don't fuck with this group, even if I thought the motherfucker was cool, I can't be a bitch and be like, he cool, even though he said he don't like motherfuckers like me. That would be some hoe shit. Would it not?
No, I agree, just, and if that's the case, then I would stand corrected.
Bro, okay, so when we play it back, then make sure you listen.
Okay.
BT.
Okay.
I'm talking to BT. I'm a
They wanted to know where the project
so one at a time, y'all about to get dropped. The next person that speaks, MJ, go ahead and play the recording.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the recording, but they want to know the connection with Project 2025.
No, we don't want to know the connection. We're not stupid. Play fucking the recording.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Oh, yeah, you don't need it now.
Okay, not
before you didn't hear it, now you
the
don't.
recording.
No, the recording, not your explanation.
Hold on, just wait. I'm getting the recording,
bro, because Gemini cut me off when I was speaking.
Okay, I'm about to cut you off while I'm speaking. I just said don't talk. Let MJ play the goddamn recording.
Give me a minute. Hold on a second.
So we gotta be quiet.
Okay, Ray, I'm about to drop you because you making my brain.
Oh, Lord, Ray, you going on timeout.
Fuck, y'all act like y'all have pains in your body that you can't keep your fucking shit on mute. If you in pain, take a goddamn aspirin. The aspirin's not helping. Go to a fucking doctor. Is you paying the recording, MJ?
Yeah, I'm about to play it. Hold on. I gotta bring it back and all that shit. So y'all can carry on for 30 minutes too. I'll be right back.
Well, let Talk a Lot come back up since he don't know how to speak.
Talk a lot is crazy. Ray, come up. Talk a lot.
Come up here.
Talk a lot. Taco, come on.
Yo, Just, I'm gonna listen, but I'm gonna be real with you. I've been around Lou a long time, bro. I ain't never heard him say no anti-LGBTQ shit.
He never does that. You know, even with the biracial shit, he always try to defend biracials. He
did.
And he defends the LGBTQ. Like
That's why Just is asking you whose voice was who. I think you guys gotta say whose voice was who. That's why we were trying to clear it up for him and say that I don't think that was coming from Luke.
I mean, well, if it ain't him, I have no problem.
Now, I will say this, and this my niggas don't get no bigger, but I'm gonna tell you now, that nigga a hotep every now and then.
No, he'll play the fence. That nigga will play the fence.
Now you ain't lying about that, Kareem.
What I'm telling y'all.
Be like, what the fuck? What fucking nigga?
But what I'm telling y'all, I've had my own experience. I've had my own experience with the person, and so I already know what type of time. See, y'all aren't gay, so y'all never gonna know. Y'all never gonna know.
No, but let's not do that.
I'm trying to.
Just is gonna have his own issues. So go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
So all I'm saying is.
Hold on, they playing it.
You play
Go
it?
ahead, just go ahead.
No, go ahead, play it. And when y'all hear it, then y'all say who it is.
If they handicap under 50, that's a different thing. If they're senior citizens up in age, that's a different thing. But if you able-bodied, throw that motherfucker off and force his ass to have to go to work. Because one thing, like Lou just showed you, immigration is opening up all type of, not just jobs, we talking high-paying trades. But a lot of people have just gotten so used to hustling the system. Throw the motherfuckers off of there, off the programs.
But hey, I think the one place where they need to give grace though, because like for example, if it was like, because I was reading the Big Beautiful Bill, right? And let's say like a scenario, right? You got a woman, they got 3 kids. She lives in Section A, whatever, in the projects and Compton, whatever, right? And let's say, based off the requirement for the Big Beautiful Bill, she got to be able to work a specific numbers of hours. I mean, a specific number of hours for her to get her benefits, right? Then, so not only do she gotta, she a stay-at-home. I mean, she a single mother. She gotta leave the home, leave her kids in these toxic environments, while she make up, let's say, I don't know, I think it was like 24 hours a month or whatever, or 40 hours a month. Then, that leaves the kids in vulnerable situations. So I don't think those ones specifically, because they getting punished for men not being around. Like, if a motherfucker can't...
I was thinking on the men, Lou.
Yeah, men, though, most of the people that's on that shit is women and children, though. It's not a lot of men on, it's not a lot of black men on that. Like, it's majority women and children. So that's why I feel like those women need to be protected. Like, they shouldn't have to live up to that standard. Like, them poor white people in Kentucky need to be enforced on them because they 10 generations poor white. These niggas ain't been through no racism, no Jim Crow, no nothing.
See, Lou, to a certain extent, fuck her too.
Nah, hell no, you tweaking.
Listen, let me tell you why. Don't you think that some of them don't have more babies? So because it then gives them more opportunities to more welfare.
Mark, you talking to an agent. You talking to an agent.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Hey, my nigga, I'm not even gonna play that with you. I'm going to block you, little dumb, stupid ass. I don't even know you, little bird ass, bitch ass nigga. Don't call me no agent. Your mama's an agent.
So Lou, see, both sides.
Hey, Mark, bro, I'm playing with niggas. I'm letting niggas know. I don't know you, nigga. You won't show your face. You a coward. Get your phone, my nigga. I don't play that.
Oh, we gotta chill out, baby.
Nah, my bad. I didn't say who it was.
That nigga ain't no bad nigga. Go suck a dick, nigga. Fuck your mama, nigga.
All right, let's have a real conversation. See, both sides play this hustle, right? And then some of them, hey, put your motherfucking family back together. Put your family back together. Get connected back with that man. Y'all ain't got to help with each other. But y'all got them children together, goddamn. You better put a plan together. You better get together and get your shit in order. Dude, here's this construction job. Here's this truck driving job.
No, hell yeah, I agree with that, because I ain't gonna lie. There's still opportunities right now. Like,
yeah, agree with that.
We so used to partner up with all the, like we like to do Lou. Oh, hell no, I'm not talking to your fraud ass, bro. You just disrespectful. I don't want to play like that, bro.
I dropped them because if you don't keep interrupting
I
his
don't
face.
play with niggas, bro. I don't know you, bro, respectfully. Like, I came in and have a conversation. We ain't got to do all that disrespectful, drunk, waking up, it's 1 in the morning, drunk as fuck, just blabbering shit. So, yeah, like I was saying, what I was saying, I lost my train of thought. We so used to, like, historically, like, attaching our plight with other people's plight. We don't know how to just see shit for what it is and move accordingly, all right? So it's like we so used to bringing in BIPOC and LGBTQ and this community and that community, right? No, bro, listen, we can't control Trump kicking these niggas out. So there's an opportunity in the hospitality field. There's an opportunity in construction. There's an opportunity in farming. Like, bro, I swear to God, I'm in the
somebody's cousin and all this shit. Yeah. He agreed with that we have to get
because I still missed it. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Yeah.
How you missed it?
Nah, man, listen, it's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay, bro. You don't have to do it.
I'm not saying I don't get it. I'm asking somebody to clarify it for me because I did miss it. I'm still not hearing it. I'm not hearing what y'all hearing, so tell me what I'm missing. Please.
He said we're always trying to merge with other communities, and then he named LGBT and BIPOC.
That's what Jesse's talking about. For me,
and he said we can't protect them. Trump is already on you. That's what he said.
But what he
didn't diss them with this. We can't fuck with them.
Well, here's the thing, bro. That's not. I can't. That's not. You can't do that. We this time out for that. Like that little shit right there. I can't. Even if we cool, I've had straight people. A lot of people do this to me. They'll be like, "Oh, you cool. Okay, but I'm not." That's like a white boy coming up to you and saying, "You one of the good ones, Gemini." You know what I'm saying? You cool. You can't rock with that because you don't like me for real. You don't like other people like me. You just think I'm cool, and that's and my interaction with Lou. That's how it happened. I was actually arguing with another gay person, and he was like, "Oh, I like the hood gays over the," and I don't even like the person that he said.
I remember that shit.
Right, and I don't even like the other person that he was talking about. Hate him, can't stand him, but I still have to stand on the fact that that's another gay person, so I can't fuck with you. And I mean, we can have a conversation, so I can try to, but niggas do this shit and act like, and it's not just with gay people. Yeah. And I'm not saying you, Jim. I'm just saying because you are a straight black man, so I'm not leveling this at you. Y'all act like some parts of this community are disposable. I can't be okay with that on no levels. I can't rock with that on no levels. So it's not that I can't come to an agreement with somebody, but you gotta see my humanity, and you have to see everybody that's around me that's black. Whatever you feel about other races is your bit, but you can't claim to be about black people and then exclude black gays or fat black women or what I'm saying, nerdy niggas. Like it's just black people.
And when
Judge, what I took from that?
Hold on.
Judge, one second.
In addition to that, when King Carter was saying the justification with kicking women and children, right? Because women, black women in particular, he's really talking about, are adding kids to get more benefits, right? What was the pushback from Lou?
Lou did disagree with that.
No,
I did hear that.
He definitely disagreed with that. Anyway, Judge, so I'm about to tell you what this, right?
After King Carter gave his justification,
nah, bro,
he disagreed with him.
Shit to say about it.
You tripping? You a fucking hater,
Now
bro.
who didn't listen to him?
I don't know who you are, but
You a simp,
I'm gonna tell you this, bro. I've been around him a lot. I've never heard him, and I'm not just caping. If I heard it, I'll tell you I heard it. I never shut your bitch ass up. I'm kicking on my way to your mom's house to put dick in my mouth.
Fuck you, nigga.
Anyway, Judge, what I was telling you was this. I've never heard Lou come at the LGBTQ community in a negative way. I've always seen him be open and supportive. Like on his platform, it ain't no like. If you try, I've been out on the platform for a while, nigga. I ain't just talking. I'm gonna tell you this: like, if somebody on there gay bash or anything like that, he don't tolerate that, they get dropped to the fucking goo. Right, and that's a fact. So I think you might want to reevaluate, and maybe he meant that in a different way.
He was talking about white gays.
Yeah, I was about to say there's different section of the LGBTQ community, right?
I agree with that. I want to say that, but I feel like that talking point, we got to dead that as a community. Like doing that is a talking point. So look, even if I've heard him or whatever. And I'm pretty good on gauging people or whatever, right? And I'm cool with, like, if we're cool and you make a gay joke to me, like, it's all good. Like, I'm not like that type of person, right? But when you on a platform where people can hear you and you're talking to a person like that who probably does agree with him, I think that's a talking point, and that's it's almost a dog whistle that if he don't feel no ways like that, he shouldn't use, because you're gonna get niggas on your side that do feel that way, even though you don't really feel that way, just because you said it in just, you know what I'm saying, in being inconsiderate or just on. something about a woman. It's certain things, immigrants, you know, we got these certain things that we say, and it's like dog whistles. It perks the ears of people that are actually way more fucked up than the person that may be saying it. So I feel like as long as we continue to do that, and I don't want to make it a gay thing. It could happen to a lot. Like I see a lot of like more nerdy, for lack of a better word, but just like super educated or dudes, as they may say, white, they kind of like, you know, they get left out. Some women, you know, just different groups. If you fucking with black people, or you are interested in how black people, it gotta be biracial black people, gay black people. It gotta just be black people. And so I don't hate them or nothing, because I don't really know them like that. But I do think somebody should have a talk with him and other niggas who don't. If you don't hate gay people or you don't hate these type of people, stop adding them points in there, because it hurts, you know, the gay population. You know what I mean? As little as that comment was, he'll have 5 niggas that agree with him from that thing, and they probably, you know, have really hate gay niggas, but they following him. So that's how you get a fucked up following that's not even down with what your whole cause is. So that's why I think that shit is dangerous.
These people are saying benefits for black people. They're cool. Black people and in line with what Project 2025 has said they want to do. Right? It's straight out of the playbook. I can start to read if y'all want to. Exactly what Project 2025 talks about.
No, don't read shit. Patty was about to say something important. You can shut the fuck up.
Shut up, Gemini, bitch ass nigga. I ain't talking.
Nigga, shut up, nigga.
Hoe ass nigga.
I'll smack the cop glasses off your face in person, nigga.
Dick out your mouth, hoe ass nigga.
You sound like a bitch, you bitch ass motherfucker. You talk crazy. You in LA? Are you in LA?
No, stop.
Are you in LA?
Dumb nigga.
Are you in LA?
Stop.
Shut the fuck up then if you're in LA, niggas. I will smack the fuck out of you in person today.
Hold on, y'all. Feel like Q when the Panthers and the Bloods was fighting. Y'all, come on, y'all.
Fuck that nigga. Stop riding dick, bitch.
If you in LA, flashboxing in Venice, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 6 to 10, pull up, nigga. I smack you, your mama, and everybody, nigga.
Both of y'all ass if y'all don't stop.
Stupid ass nigga. But yeah, this is all.
Nah, shut the fuck up. We want to hear shit else you got to say.
Shut up, bitch. Shut up, bitch.
Stop. So there are people in the chat that said there was more context to the conversation, and he was talking about white gays. So like, we gotta calm down. Cause I've known Lou for a long time. I knew Lou before he even started these fucking rooms. So, and honestly, with the females, I was one of the first female mods with him. So I'm just telling y'all, we've been friends for a while.
That sound like Lou. He always keeps some fine ass female mods. That's what he do.
Stop it.
I mean, like our little interaction, he's been cool with me, and I mean, but I've heard him say other, you know, stuff that I just cannot rock with. It's the same thing for my female friends. If you say if I'm cool with you, but you disrespect my female friend, I gotta check you, or I gotta like not fuck with you, cause we you know what I'm saying? It's just it's a principle thing. I can't be,
but
you know what I'm saying?
Kimberly,
with him, sometimes he speaks, and if you're one of his friends, you'll text him and be like, "What the fuck is you talking about? Don't say that. Like, this is what you're saying." He will try to correct it after, if he understands, or he'll tell you to say it out loud in the room where he was fucked up. So Lou doesn't know. Honestly, I just think he tries to bring conversation. He's very pro-black. Okay, he's very pro-black. LGBTQ, biracials, black, MAGA black. He don't give a fuck. He's gonna protect black. Period.
But I've even been in rooms and seen Lou kick people off stages for disrespecting LGBT when we've had rooms.
No, that's a fact.
Intellectual gangbanging, and we've had when the subject comes up about LGBT rights, I have seen Lou like either kick that person out the room, kick them down to the audience if they disrespected somebody from the community. So that's why.
Well, Nadia in there to bang on them. Nadia come in there banging on them for real.
Yeah, and it's not nothing towards you. Just when I get defensive, it's just more a matter of like if I'm seeing something different, right, than what you're seeing. it's not that I don't believe you. I'm trying to invalidate what you see. But if I don't see it, then I need you to make the picture clear so I can be on the same page.
I fuck with you. I wasn't,
Yeah, no, we good. We good, bro. We already know.
Hey, Kimberly Foster, people need to care about
I'm just simply saying from what I've observed with Lou, I never really seen that behavior. So that's why when you brought this to me, this is all new to me today. I didn't know that. So that's why I was just kind of like, wait, what, Lou? Because that's never been my experience with him. But okay.
It's levels to and this is why I do commend the straight men that be cool with gay, because I understand that there's a lot of stigma and you know what I'm saying, like it's like that. If you can't cool with a gay person, then they want to say you gay. Like I get all that.
Thugs be trying that weird ass shit.
I hold respect for the gay, especially on this app that have never given it up like that. And from what I've heard, he's just not as far along in the process as a Haitian or a Goat or a Gemini. He just isn't. He still had a lot, like, it's like these things. It's the same thing niggas do with women. Sometimes they just, it's like I'm gonna say, bitch, I was just saying that because I was around the. Don't say that shit, nigga. If you don't fuck, and I've had to tell my homeboys this, if you fuck with me, then you gotta fuck with the most fruitiest, feminine, person you see, because that's who I have to protect. You know what I mean? That's my community. That may not be how I present, but you can't be like, oh, you cool because you look like this, but the same person who likes what I like, you don't like them because you know what I'm saying? I can't do that. That would be a betrayal to my community.
Yeah, man.
Totally agree with
Kimberly
you.
Foster, people need to care about these plans that MAGA, the Republicans, are implementing that's rolling back these quote-unquote entitlements, man. Nobody seems to care, even in the conversation. And then I got a problem discussing the LGBTQ part, but like these people are co-signing to having rooms on. They can't come on here because they know they're gonna get pushed back. They can't control the stages in Clubhouse like they can on X or whatever, Spaces, whatever the fuck. And so they're promoting these ideas as if they're good for black people. This is the fucking problem, bro. And I'm not saying the other thing is not a problem either, but this is a major political issue. When people jump on these stages and it's not enough pushback. I ain't saying Lou is a coon or a MAGA, but goddamn, you push back a little bit. You can't sit up here and agree with a nigga that's telling you that he's gonna implement these things or he's okay with implementing these things. This shit is harmful shit, and this is the problem. We can't stand on 10 and be like, no, fuck that. It's okay. No, y'all gotta stand harder than that. It's a huge issue, man. It really is.
I'm so Lou's responsible for what happens. Okay.
I agree with what you said wholeheartedly.
Nigga, you thought Poland was in Russia yesterday. So sit this one out.
Omari, you shouldn't talk because Omari, these are men of integrity that are speaking. You're not one of those, so you should just go ahead and sit this out. All you do is suck dick all day.
Oh wow!
You swing from nuts all day. You are more gay than I've ever been. Like metaphorically, you're gay as shit.
Damn!
All you do is suck dick.
Okay.
Every man, listen, I mean, and he can't help it because every man that you bring up that's on the right, he cannot not come off his mic. Oh, yeah, they're great. I love them. Yeah. It's just like, bro, just go get you a boyfriend at this point. Go get a MAGA boyfriend. So stop with all this, like I'm a jump in here, and then you want to try to, like, correct. Don't correct nobody. Don't try to check nobody.
Not the Bobby for apples.
He said MAGA boyfriend. That shit got me.
That nigga Bobby.
Yo, he like you just said King Los he's
King Los. He's King Carter. Get the name right.
Or whatever the fuck he is. I know, your boyfriend.
Just get the name right. Just get the name right.
Hold on, Amari, do you agree with King Carter?
No, I don't agree with King Carter. Hell no.
So why did you just say that he was a great guy in the chat? Scroll up.
Jesus Christ.
I said Lou is a great guy.
You said that about King Carter. You said he's great. He's big. He's great. I can't walk my said it. And then Matt, the other gay MAGA is up there slobbing cock. He's the greatest guy ever. Oh my God.
Clean your ears, homeboy.
Your ears are whack, yo. Like what type of like what at what point do you be like?
Nobody gives a fuck what you saying, dog. Like, shut the fuck up. No one cares what you saying. For real, for real.
Bitch, you finna get out. So you got any last words?
I mean, whatever.
Kill that motherfucker. Get him out of here.
Don't do that.
I hate your whole ass.
MJ,
Drop him. Drop him. Drop him.
I love these stages. I really do love them.
There's gotta be some positive energy today. We need some positive energy, Nick. Where's Brother Love? He locked up? He's still locked up?
Yes, he is.
Brother Love.
He getting sentenced in October or November.
When did he get sentenced anyway? Patty must have swiped out.
Poor kids though, man. I feel bad for them children, man. God damn.
Dude,
Why they all grown?
They're not poor. They're not poor though. They're not poor.
The ones he just had.
They're not poor, but damn, it's it's a big stain on things they probably could have built a little bit easier, shit like that.
Well, not as most of the people that watch the case think that Diddy's innocent still because he got off on most of the charges. Is his reputation really that tarnished?
It is, man. You don't.
Yeah, we seen him beating on her and kicking her. Video.
Listen to Bad Boy.
Nobody's gonna stop listening to you.
This shit is ridiculous.
My bad.
We wasn't listening to every toxic motherfucker, bro. We wouldn't listen to anything. I'm sorry, bro.
Well, yeah, you ain't lying about that.
Yeah, we have to cancel everybody.
Y'all
Y'all can't drive none of y'all cars y'all like, cause all them German cars y'all like to go by.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they came from Nazi Germany, so you go ahead and cancel that.
Yeah, I'm not canceling.
You go ahead and cancel Busta Rhymes.
No.
Y'all had one of the dopest Mercedes Benzes.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm still counting MAGA money right now. I'm still counting MAGA money. If I got a MAGA client, I'm gonna serve them. That's what
Oh, hell yeah. I got plenty of MAGA. Why wouldn't I take your money?
Exactly.
That's a fact.
And I'm gonna hike the price up because you got it, because you MAGA.
Shout out to the MAGA premium. Put a MAGA premium on all these.
You think a business like Amazon?
Shout out to the MAGA
Just think this. You got a business like Amazon. You got a business like Walmart or Apple. You think they gonna take money from people that they don't politically align with?
Oh, I'm definitely taking their money. That's what I want to do is take your money. Like I ain't never understand. I'm not gonna serve you. Yeah, I'm gonna serve you. Give me your money.
It's like during segregation, the white people was like, yeah, we don't want you to sit with us, but you can come to the back window and get a plate.
You still get a plate.
Yeah, you still get a plate. You gonna run through that kitchen though.
You got to eat
But
it
I'm
outside,
saying-
but you get a plate.
This is I'm being funny, but do y'all think like I wouldn't be waiting in no line to get no motherfucking white people barbecue? Y'all got it? Okay.
Maybe,
Like,
okay.
the fuck?
Hell no.
Imagine.
Got a place down here.
Imagine sectioning off unseasoned food. Ooh, we're so upset. Like,
But imagine this, Josh. You only get chicken feet or cow tongue if you don't go over there and get a plate.
I mean, that shit probably seasoned to perfection, fried, dyed, and laid to the side. I'll take it.
I ain't gonna lie, the best barbecue joint in the area where I live is a white-owned place. And they be having
I
lines
feel
out the
bad
door.
for you, bro. They got some bomb-ass barbecue out this way.
What? In Vegas?
Nah, LA.
Y'all fronting on us.
Hell no.
They do got some good barbecue in LA.
You don't know what the fuck you eat. Come on, you about to get me out of character saying that shit. I apologize. You about to get me out of
I'm
character
on this
saying that
app
shit.
on a barbecue spot. Now, outside of that, I can tell you a couple spots, though.
You full of shit. You
don't know what
LA got any good food. Just say it out.
Y'all saying right? What?
What LA is not known for food, okay?
We got some good food spots out here. What y'all talking, man?
Now they do got some good Mexican out there in Cali. I will say that.
Yeah, they do.
Mexican food in Cali is top tier. Next to
You
Texas.
talking barbecue? My nigga.
But barbecue, hell nah. The South got that a lot. Yeah, I don't know what you talking about. Nah, the barbecue.
I got something I want to show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick.
No,
Empty me for the BBQ.
Period.
Look, nigga, it's about the taste. Come on.
Nah, I want North Carolina barbecue.
Yes,
they do the better rubs.
You got the best.
I'm not a sauce person. I like the rub better.
I like that Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. Oh my God.
Come here, Lou. Hey, come here, Lou. Come here, babe.
So no more barbecue talk?
My brother, yeah.
Pull up, my nigga.
So we're going to put it on pause. We're going to come back to it.
Because Lou is my family, y'all. So stop. Pause, y'all. Come on. So MJ, I want you to go ahead and play. So I want you to, Lou, I want you to listen to this. And me and Alpha been really defending you because we know that you are like pro blackity black. Like sometimes I get mad at you because you do too much.
Just go get you a
So like I want him to play this and I need you to explain because I was like, MJ love gay bastard.
MJ, of course, we're not going to use that nigga's a bitch. She's a bitch.
Wait, hold on.
No, we're not gonna
I literally, because I need 20.
I had to hit him out, y'all, so I was like, you got this.
I hit him up too.
Hit him up, man, because I heard niggas is lying on me, bro.
They were.
So this is the thing. So there was a recording that was played, and I said there's more context because there was people in the chat saying you were talking about white gays. Pretty much, it was like you're discrediting. You're saying like we got to stay within our community and LGBTQ. Well, let Just explain it because Just is my brother too. So go ahead, Just.
Yeah, before that, real quick, Just before that, I just want this. I'm gonna give it to him right now. But look at the way MJ ran out the room the second.
No, we're not gonna do that because
that's some whole shit.
Go ahead.
But so on the clip that he played, you said to the guy, y'all was talking about the black community and like some people being on like, you know, social programs. And you said we always trying to link up or merge with other groups. And then you said I like POC or BIPOC or LGBT. And I feel like why
say the rest though, Just say the rest, Just no, he said Trump and them was already on them. We can't protect them. We gotta protect ourselves.
Yeah, that part too. I didn't really understand what that part meant, so I ain't really say that. But to me, I don't understand if you're for black people, why does there need to be a distinction made about LGBTQ? And you know, I'm not. Honestly, you know, that's a real like way to be. I'm not saying that because they assured me that this is not your stance, but I'm just telling you what I heard as a black person who is gay.
Acknowledge a man whose words make your
Nah, it just seemed like so they said you didn't feel that way, but it seemed like why would you even make reference to that? Because you may not know, but people are impressionable, and if you say that or you leave, that sounds like a dog whistle that other people that do feel that way will attach themselves to, and they will think that you feel that way. And that's what I say.
Yeah. So all right. So y'all talking about me and Mark Carter on Twitter yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let me just, cause I want to get the context. I'm gonna play the clip too. So I was talking about, cause everybody know me when I mention the white LGBTQ, I make a distinction between quote unquote hood gays, or that's just like a little thing I say, who are black first, right? And then the white gays who control, like they get a lot of like political, economic benefits in the LGBTQ community. So I was talking about grouping our issues, black issues, including black LGBTQ issues, with the with other groups like BIPOC, white gays, etc. I wasn't making a distinction between white, black gays, and I don't do that. Everybody know me. When I say black gays, I refer to them as the hood gays who are black first. But I got the clip right here. I just wanted to play it because I gotta do something real quick. I was trying to address MJ. I don't do the gossip and talk about nobody when they're not here. So I'll just play the clip and then we can set up another room because I gotta do something real. Is it cool if I play the clip? Just to clarify.
Stop playing with me. Go ahead and play it.
Run that shit, nigga.
All right, cool. So this is the first clip because people said that I was speaking down on black people on government systems, which was crazy. So
and I wasn't giving no pushback. So this is me speaking on black people. When it comes to these government programs, we are targeted, and they need to enforce that shit on white people, not black people. So I got two clips. It's just
people who are not able-bodied and have retired will have that real safety net. They shouldn't have to share.
So Mark Carter talking about how he want anybody. He don't care if you're black, white, Asian, off of government assistance because he said it's been weaponized against the black community. Hold on.
That they worked for all these years with younger people who can get out and put work in. And so this is this whole cry of racism that they make them break it down. Don't just let them say, oh, Trump's a racist. Well, tell us why you're saying he's a racist. Or are you saying he's a racist because he's telling your 40-year-old self to get up and go get a job or start a business? Is that what you're telling us? Hey, good. Throw your motherfucking ass out there so you have to stand on your 2 feet and do something productive.
But I would say this though, right? Because there's like 40 million that's on SNAP benefits, right? And 37 million of it.
I meant to say it's 37%, not 37 million. It's 37% of white people on SNAP. My bad.
So I would say this though, right? Because there's like 40 million that's on SNAP benefits, right? And 37 million of them identify as white. So there's a bunch of white people that haven't been through nothing that black Americans been through as far as race shit. And these niggas been on welfare for 10 generations.
Talking about white people. These niggas. I'm literally talking about white people.
And they've been through shit. No, them niggas need to go back. No, they need to be shipped off too. Cause I ain't gonna lie. If a motherfucker, see, I see why a lot of black Americans on it. Cause we've been through a lot of systemic shit, right?
I see why a lot of black Americans are on it because we've been through a lot of systemic shit. So I'm making excuses for why we're on it now. Here I say why white people.
And they crack, they kind of fucked our community up. But these people that ain't been through nothing in 10 plus generations, and these is white people that's just poor.
So I just said that black people been through systemic shit. I don't have a problem with them being on the government assistance because we got something systemic that we've been through. There are white people that's been in this country for 10 generations and they're in poverty. We need to ship them niggas off. Let's continue.
Depending on the government, and I don't think they gonna enforce that shit on these white poor people like they gonna do on black people, elderly and shit. You know what I'm saying? I think they gonna really get to that able-bodied shit, and they gonna enforce that shit on black people. And not.
Now I'm gonna break down. Now I'm gonna talk about how once they enforce this, black people are gonna be disproportionately harmed. Wait, hold on. Let's get the full context up.
I think they gonna really get to that able-bodied shit, and they gonna enforce that shit on black people, and not these white poor motherfuckers.
Oh my bad, I'm thinking of somebody.
Not Trump.
When he got in office, did he deport some of them as well?
No, I'm not even saying Trump. I'm just saying the people that's gonna enforce it. Like Trump is pushing a big beautiful bill, but you know how remember the Section 8 in the 80s and shit, and they used to have women incentivize women not to have a man in the house. They was enforcing that shit on black women more so than they was white women.
All right, so that's the first video. So there was nothing on there me saying that black people shouldn't not be on government assistance. I was talking about poor white people. Instead of focusing on black people, because we've been through something systemic, let's focus on the white people who hasn't been through anything systemic in this country, and they've been on government assistance for 10 generations, right? There's a county in Kentucky where it's the poorest white county in the country, right? And these motherfuckers are 10 generations poverty on Section 8, and we're trying to make black people, we want to focus on black people who've been through systemic things. Should I play the second clip?
In a second. Dr. AG wanted to respond. Go ahead, Dr. AG.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm off mute. I didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I didn't know I would.
Okay, go ahead, Lou.
All right, so here's the second clip, because I don't do the little gossipy shit and then take shit out of context and try to create like I can't. All right, so this is me also talking about how I don't see nothing wrong with black people milking the system and making money. because I know people that are dependent on the government and got a side hustle. The people that's actually fully dependent on the government are white people, not black people. Let me just put.
You see, they want you to listen to nothing that Quan is saying, or what I'm saying, or Lou is saying. They don't want you to listen to that, because if you listen to us, then you would stand on your 2 feet and you would be upwardly mobilized. But if you listen to them, you will be worried about white supremacy and racism all day versus putting the business in motion. Versus getting.
Hey, but to be,
go ahead.
But to be fair though, right? My thing is, because I know a lot of white people that milk the system as far as that Section 8. Like, a lot of black people that I know that's on that shit, they.
So every time he talks about what black people are doing, I revert the conversation back to what white people are doing.
Okay, but they make sure they got some shit going on. Like, I got family in LA. Like, they know how to milk the system. But they still hustling. They still getting. They not just fully dependent on this snap.
Hold on, hey, Mark.
Them poor ass white people, man. Like black people, we know how to use the system and then still make some money on the side. Like you ain't just dependent on that shit like this. First of all,
He's not talking to you. He ain't talking to you.
All right, and this is the last one. So this is because people said I wouldn't give him pushback on him.
Wait, but Lou. This is what I need you to understand, babe. The problem is, it was the LGBTQ community. So, and that's why there were certain people in the chat. Alpha was taken up for you. Gemini, myself. Like, for us, it's like we know what you say about the whites. And because you didn't say the white LGBTQ, you like kind of put an umbrella over the.
Yeah, everybody know I always.
Well, let me say this. I make that distinction too, and I'm always on top of other people about making it. And I have been in a room with you before where you said, the hood. I didn't really understand what you meant by that. I thought you were being like, you was trying to say, I thought you was trying to convey something different. No, so with respect to that, I have to, I respect what you said, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's all good. I mean, so it's not a big deal, but I didn't understand what you meant when, you know what I'm saying, when you said it on the recording. So that was the only thing.
Yeah, I always say that the people who benefit the most off the LGBTQ is white gays. So I always talk about them. But so when I say the LGBTQ community, everybody know I always make a distinction between black gays, because I consider black. I don't delineate between them. But the people who controls the LGBTQ community politically, benefit economically, who, if you go to LA, and the people that own all the businesses on the LGBTQ side of town, it's not black gays. It's overwhelmingly white gays. So I'm talking about that group. Y'all know me when I
agree with that.
I always say hood gay. So yeah, Tim, I wanted to address him directly, but I guess he's not in here, so I guess we got to do a part 2. But
Coward. It really ain't even worth your time, bro. That was my main thing when I came in was give him a chance to say something head up, because I know it ain't gonna be the way that's construed right now.
Yeah. And it really, I was like, oh my God, we can't do this, y'all.
He was talking big money shit. I'm scared.
My politics has
he was talking cash shit.
My thing is, everybody knows my politics has never changed. Y'all know I don't have no political allegiance. There's some things I agree with on the left, some things I agree on the right. I'm not hotel. I'm selective pro-black. I don't fuck with all black people. Me personally, I fuck with on code solid people. I fuck with people from all cultures. I got a home. I do business with Italians, Irish, Armenians. The people that I fuck with outside of my culture is usually beneficial. I'm not just hanging with just people from other countries just on some. Yeah, so I mean, listen, bro. I'm not pro all black people. There's a lot of motherfuckers that don't take care of their kids. There's a lot of people that disrespect their parents. I don't fuck with everybody. I fuck with some people that's solid, and some people I don't fuck with. But I'm trying to figure out where MJ is. I just want to holler because I heard that somebody was saying he was saying that I wasn't.
Oh, he was
agreeing with the Section 8 part.
Uh-huh.
He was. Where was that at? I'm trying to figure where did y'all hear that in the video?
So this is the thing, Lou. You know how people could take a piece of a clip and play the piece of it, and that's why I was like, no, because I know Lou. I've known Lou before it even started. Like when he started the first round. And it's like, I was like, we can't do this. I'm telling y'all, this ain't him. And you can think that it's a tax write-off, but this motherfucker used his Jack and Jills. You was outside. You shared your fucking, I was telling them, like, this dude was outside. He shared a fucking, an Excel spreadsheet so I could share it in my room so y'all know what families are hurting. And this was on his feet. So, like,
I know MJ full of shit. I don't know what's going on.
And that's why I was like, Lou will say some shit and be so extreme, and that's why